What's up, everybody, and happy Cinco de Mayo. I am jumping in here a little early before the amazing intro music drops. I'm thinking about changing the intro song. Don't tell Erica, but I'm highly considering it. Hey, awesome episode today. Jason Geroux, who just ran the Arizona Monster 300. We pre-recorded this episode a couple weeks ago, and we perfectly dropped it in here around some work travel. But I wanted to quickly thank My Race Tats for bringing us our guest segment today. They're wicked awesome. Did you see he's looking at maybe doing some Sydney tattoos? I think I should hand deliver those in Sydney when I go out there to support Erica. My Race Tats, will you send me there to go cheer her on and hand out, personally deliver some tattoos? That would be wicked awesome. Also, New York and Chicago coming up. The Boston ones you saw and the London ones were amazing. My Race Tats, check out the link I'm going to put in the show notes. If you click that link, that's going to personally help this podcast. I would love if you do that, guys. Enjoy Jason Geroux. There's some amazing feet pictures. So if you watch this one in YouTube and you got the stomach for it, you're going to love it.
This is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa! How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, "You stay out of this, Arnie." And I
But
thought,
I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not very true. Okay. And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to a very special edition of the On the Runs podcast, the Arizona Monster 300 edition of this podcast. And I'm wicked excited to talk all about it. But first, before we get to our amazing guests and hear about nasty feet, snakes, and so much more cool shit, I gotta say hello to my kick-ass rockstar for co-host, 6-star Erica. What's up?
What's up, dude? Nobody wants to hear from me this episode. We've got Jason Geroux here, and we want to hear from him. So welcome back to the podcast, Jason. We're so happy to have you, and I'm so pumped to hear all about this epic adventure you had.
Well, hey, guys. Thanks for having me back. I'm pretty excited to be here to share my experiences.
I think he needs a better intro than that, Erica. You didn't give him any energy. We got Jason Geroux on the On the Runs podcast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to smile on my face. But Jason, you are looking awesome for coming back after this insane race that you did. You're wearing this wicked cool sweatshirt. So tell us a little bit about the sweatshirt for the listeners, but everybody can check out the YouTube later and see what you're wearing.
Yeah. And as you say that, I just want to tell everyone, you want to watch this on YouTube. Viewer discretion advised. But there's going to be pictures. We're going to be talking about them. But you want to see this on YouTube. But for those of them, the listeners who are not on YouTube, Jason, what is on your hoodie?
So what I'm wearing is this awesome swag from Destination Trail, the Arizona Monster 300, a point-to-point 304-mile race in Arizona. And it is very proudly worn.
Did you get two of them?
I have one sweatshirt, I got one long sleeve, and I got one t-shirt.
I feel like you should have gotten two of each because
seasons,
in 20 years, you can like break open a brand new one.
I should.
When one's worn down a little bit.
That's right.
But,
this one, I'm going to hold this one forever.
I guess, though, since you didn't do that, you'll have to go back and do it again.
That's right. I guess I practice run. I need a do-over.
Let him recover first before he has to commit to anything, okay?
That's right.
I don't know exactly where to start, but I guess I'll go back to about a month before the race when we had you on for like a quick 20-minute chat before, because you got the Stooley tattoo.
I did.
So take us through those next 4 weeks before the race. Like, what happened leading up to this race? Were you getting nervous? Were you getting excited? I was seeing your training runs, which in the middle of winter, you're not getting used to that heat.
No.
You have like, it looks like snot, like
Beardsicles.
snow, beersicles on your
Yeah.
beard.
I did. So 4 weeks ago, you guys had me on, and I let out the news that I was running in the Arizona Monster 300, and I was just ready for that next step of my running career. I wanted a big challenge, something bigger than myself. And so why not go from 100 milers to a 300 miler? And I really, really wanted the chance to do a point to point because I feel like mentally it's easier to digest, breaking it into aid stations. So the next 4 weeks, I worked a little bit harder and I did a lot of volume training on a Stairmaster. I incorporated into my regular lifting and running routine. I didn't do a whole lot of extra miles because it was just, single digits, negatives. So I'm running probably 50 miles a week. I'm working out probably 20 hours a week, and I'm doing probably 5 to 10,000 feet of elevation climbing on the Stairmaster or my treadmill with a vested incline walk. So I didn't do anything crazy volume. I'm not a 100-mile a week runner. I never have been, and I never will be. I find the balance with my weight training. So I just kept with that rhythm. I didn't want to push anything too hard with, injury wise running on ice, but I did run with a fully loaded pack for the desert, which is about 18 pounds, which is
Wow.
significantly a lot more than a normal 2 liter hydration pack. So,
Oh man.
practicing carrying that weight is something I should have done a little bit more because having it on my back for 6 days is a very long time. But yeah, I just did my training, on intuition. I don't have a coach. I do everything by feel and what I think is necessary to get me there. I know my mind is pretty sharp, so I knew, mentally I was ready, but physically, am I going to hold up? I hope so. I have no idea what heat's going to feel like, so that was my only concern going into the Arizona desert, especially during their heat wave.
Yeah. Well, I think you did the best you could to prepare for this. So basically, you're doing a part-time job worth of training. So
Yeah.
you said at least 20 hours a week. And I mean, I have one of those. I fell onto the weighted vest trend, and I got like a 16-pound one, and I've used it twice, and I'm like, oh my God, my shoulders are gonna rip off.
Yeah.
So any training with a pack that heavy, I think that still sets you up well.
Yep.
And so what I'm curious to know is how Meg was supporting you through your training process, because when we last spoke, you mentioned that this was her gift to you for Christmas.
Yeah, she financed the trip.
Yep,
She did.
yep.
She paid for this one. So,
But we all know that Meg is such an awesome person, and you two are just like peanut butter and jelly. You go together so well. So I know that she was supporting you, but I want to know like what you needed from her to get you to that start line.
I needed that encouragement. So Megan's my backbone, and I needed just to know that she was there 100%, not just saying, "Oh, go ahead and do it," but I could really feel it in her emotions, like, "You're going to do this." So every day, something about the race would come up, and I hate just talking about myself all the time but in a way, this was for me. So she knew that I needed to hear like, "Hey, you're going to do this." I'm like, I might talk about a struggle, and she'd be like, "You'll be fine. You've got this. I believe in you." So just hearing that confidence she had in me, I went in there fully confident, like, "Oh, my wife's got my back." So she was my lifeline. I called her out there, a lot. So it'd be the evening, and she'd be like, "Hey, we got an hour before dinner. Go do your 1,000 feet of climbing." So, I'd have a hard day at the gym. I go to work, and I come home, and she'd be like, "Hey, treadmill time. All right." And just that little push. I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Or she would be on the treadmill because she's training for nothing and just enjoys fitness. So I'll come home, and she gets home from work sometimes before me, and I'll hear the treadmill downstairs, and she'll say, "Hey, do you want me to leave it down?" Yes, I do. So I go downstairs. So she really kind of get me in that mode, because I usually don't like to do anything after work. I usually just like to chill, or I don't want to do activity because I work physical job. So to have her just give me that little bit of boost, like, "Hey, do you want me to do the treadmill down? Hey, you gonna go do your mile? Hey, you gonna do 1,000 feet? Yes." So
there you
just
go.
that little pushes just really, a little bit every day went a long way.
That definitely sets you up, because in a race like the Arizona Monster 300, you are just continuously moving. So it doesn't matter what time of day it is. You just have to.
No.
You have to do it. So
Everything was just forward progress.
Exactly.
Yep.
I want to go back to long before. When did you learn about this race? When did this become your bucket list race? Like, what was your history like? I would love to do Kona one day, and I could talk about doing Kona for years, and then that's going to happen. This, to me, seemed like your bucket list race.
So in 2025, Megan and I did a staged race where we ran across Nepal. So we ran across Mustang, Nepal, and it was insane race. That could be its own episode. But during that race, the Arizona Monster 300 had its inaugural, start. And when I was sitting in the Himalayas and I had Wi-Fi one of those random times, and I said, "Holy cow, that's the race I want to do." And it was in my head, and I just kind of let it go. I saw the struggles, and I just couldn't fathom, running for a week straight. So so that was the idea being born in my head, and then all the way up into November, the day before my 41st birthday, I ran a solo 100 miles around my neighborhood just because I wanted to. And when I finished that 100 miles, I said, I'm signing up for that race, or Megan signed me up for that race, because 100 miles I did solo from my driveway for something to do. I want a bigger challenge.
That's right. You just did it on your own, 100 miles on you or around your
Just
birthday.
just in my neighborhood. So I was I want
to test it.
Just to test myself.
Because it's fun.
And that sealed the deal. I'm like, I'm ready for a bigger challenge. So why not just go do this crazy, insane mission in the desert?
So your ultra running history at this point, like, what's your experience? What's some of the hardest or longest distances you've done? Because I know you did Nepal. You also did the one trip with Megan where you pissed blood.
Yeah.
Like, what was some of your experiences?
that was the piss blood one. That was that
okay.
one. I've trekked to base camp, not an ultra run, but I've trekked to Everest Base Camp with Megan. Megan and I have summited Kilimanjaro. That's also a hard mission. So we're good at like exposure and being like out in the elements. As far as ultras go, I don't know how many I've done, of the over marathon distance of an ultra, but now with completing the Monster, I've done 20 100-mile or greater finishes. So up until the Monster, I had 19 100-milers, with 117.9 being my PR.
Okay. Wow.
You knocked that
Big
one
numbers.
out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you going to beat this PR now?
I don't know. Strava's never going to let me see that longest recorded record again, because I did see it and I was like, oh, it's going to be a tough one to beat.
That's the other thing. Just like, how did you keep your watch charged that long for a 6-7 day ultra where it's always on GPS?
So I bought a fancy watch. I bought everything fancy for this race. So I made it more expensive than it had to be, but I wanted to go in with every advantage that I could have.
Right.
So I did get a new Coros. I think it's like a Vertix Pro 2 or something. I don't know. But it had the best battery life. And I should have only had to charge it once, but apparently there's settings that I don't know about that make the battery life longer. So luckily I ran into other Coros wearers and they let me borrow a charging cord because the one I brought just decided not to work.
Oh no.
And so I charged a cord and he goes, I'll see you at the next aid station. And it did work out that way. So, but yeah, so I just had to charge once, like full charge, and it was fine. But
all right.
So speaking of Strava, okay. So 2025 was the first Arizona Monster. Is that what you said? So this was only the second edition. Did you know going into it that it was over 300 miles? Like, were you prepared for those extra 4 miles? I feel like that would have mentally made me like
it doesn't really show on your watch because of the elevation. So I'm just going by what their format says. It's 304 miles. It's 40,000 feet of climbing. It's 40,000 feet of declining. So I have a rough estimate on my watch. And so the one that hit me the most was seeing that 200 on the watch. That was pretty emotional. But the rest of it, it's just like I'm doing math and I'm like, okay, I can't move any faster than this, so this is how many hours it's going to take me about to finish, so. But no, the distance thing, it didn't really register. It was like, it's a whole different brain operation, and we can get into that. So
absolutely.
All right, so we've gone back in time. We learned how you love this race. We already know how Megan financed your entire trip. So let's get in a DeLorean. And let's go to race week.
When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
And let's go. Like, when did you fly down? How early did you get there? What was your whole game plan here pre-race?
So pre-race. So like I said, I did have to, or Erica asked earlier, I had to take a lot of time off from work for this. And fortunately, I'm a contractor and I just didn't schedule anybody these weeks, so this is Jason time. So not only is it expensive, is I also am not going to get income for these next few weeks. So it's just something that
Right.
you really got to plan for. And
Yeah.
of course, I live the furthest away, I think, other than people that came from another country. I flew in on a Tuesday and the race was on a Friday. So I think I flew on the 24th. So I was able to get there, have a full Wednesday to kind of get that 3-hour time difference settled. I had an Airbnb. I just kind of ate lots of Mexican food, carved up a lot, ate a lot of burritos. There was a lot of local stuff in Patagonia, Arizona. I went out and checked out the course that 2 days before just to kind of see what desert was like. And then panic struck me because I'm terrified of rattlesnakes. And that's all I could picture in my head.
Oh
So
no.
when I walk into the desert for the first time, just I was going to go I went on a 5-mile hike. And I'm terrified that rattlesnakes are everywhere. And I wasn't
no.
wrong, come to find out, but that was a whole new panic. And my body didn't want to let me walk. So once I kind of got over the fear, I called Megan and I'm like, there's rattlesnakes here. I know there is. I don't dare to move. But,
no.
I came out of it. I pushed on and just kind of saw what the ground was going to be like, all single track for the most part, really rocky, gravelly, hot, cactuses, what you would imagine the desert would be like. And so I went back. I had that next Thursday was packet pickup. And so I went, I met Andy Glaze. I happened to just park by him. He's just a regular dude. Pretty cool to see
I love
him.
that.
I saw
Smile
Eli.
or else you're doing it wrong, right?
Yeah, Smile, you're doing it wrong. I saw all the big names out there. I saw a bunch of other social media influencers that are just, big names out there. So it's like, wow, this is kind of like professional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
There's
And
Andy.
so
How did you meet him first off? Was he walking by? Did you go out there to be like, hey, we're pod fam?
Well,
Like, how did that connection happen?
So I tagged him in some photos this winter with a great big ice beard on my face. And Destination Trail shared it, and he responded to me a couple of times. He's like, I love it. And he kept calling me the Frozen Man. And so when I saw him in the desert, I don't know if he knows me or not. He doesn't know the Maine Viking. So I was like, oh, hey, it's you. And I just happened to park next to him. He was getting stuff out of his trunk. And I went over and shook his hand. And I was like, hey, do you remember all these frozen face pictures I sent you? And he goes, yeah, I do. He goes, you're going to melt out here. And I was like, I think you're right. So it was just a brief interaction. And, I saw him along the race and, everybody's there doing business. So I'm not there to socialize with, like being a fan or whatever. So
did it have that feel like this is a business trip for some people or for a lot of them? Like this is serious? Or did it have a relaxed feel like we're going to go out there and have fun and smile or else you're doing it wrong?
A little bit of both. So Andy was great. But there was a lot of people there that were bringing like gym bros with them. It just kind of seemed strange. Like everybody was there, like just like decked out in matching gear, and they all had film crews, and it kind of took it away from me a little bit. I'm like, well, I'm just here by myself. I don't even have anybody to take my picture, So it was a little bit of different feel for me there. Like I was there because, I'm here for a mission. I'm not here to get any followers. I'm here for me. So just kind of see how that dynamic mixed on these big races, because I'm like, well, these people are probably sponsored. They're probably here on someone else's dollar, which I wish I could have been, just from the amount of fuel I had to buy. If I could just get like,
that's right.
Yeah, there's my frozen face.
Yeah.
But
and there's Destination Trail races. Yeah.
Yep. So So yeah, that's how I trained for the desert right there in sub-zero temperatures for most of my miles.
Oh
But
Were
man.
you worried about the heat? Like Andy's not wrong.
no,
Like
he's not wrong.
you had nowhere to train for this heat unless you like flew somewhere. And again, you work for yourself.
Well, I like to just wing it. So I was like, well, I go in the hot tub every day for an hour. Maybe that did something. We'll see. I'm not much of a
Mhm.
sauna person. I'm not going to go run in a sauna in circles. So I'm like, "No, I'm not, I don't, it's just going to happen. I don't even get
Yeah.
100 degrees here in the summer. So I'm like, it's just an element. It's just like running in a snowstorm, running in a heat storm.
Yep.
It's going to be difficult. I'll figure it out. And I did. And,
Yep.
and so when I got there, did the packet pickup, met some people, did my meeting, went back home, tried to sleep, but of course it's like Christmas Eve at this point.
Too
So,
excited to sleep. Or
but the race
nervous.
doesn't start till noon the next day, but I have a 2 hour bus ride, 3 hour bus ride.
Oh.
Yeah, so where the solo it's set up for solo runners. So you don't need a crew. Some of the people had crews or pacers that showed up eventually. So a lot of
Mhm.
locals that just could drive there, which was, very lucky of them. But so, you know, race morning, Christmas morning, I wake up and I was able to talk to Megan and I get to the bus and then we go on our journey and I get there about 10 p.m. It's like 98 degrees and we do
Yikes.
all of our check-in and mandatory gear checks and get ready to toe the line. I tried to find some shade and just kind of sit, eat a sandwich, and just wait patiently.
So before we jump into the start of the race, because I know you're just like jonesing to get going and
Sure.
trying to stay cool while you can,
Sure.
but you mentioned the preparation that it took just to figure out your fueling strategy. And I saw some pictures, some videos that because I was following along during your whole journey and just seeing the amount of thought that went into how many calories you needed
hmm
and the types of fuel you thought you could handle at the time. So dive into that a little bit about how you went about your strategy.
So it's the most calculating I've ever done as far as what I eat and drink and electrolytes because
Mhm.
this is a big deal. This isn't 100 where I can grind it out over a weekend. I have to plan to be out there. So how many calories realistically am I going to burn? How much do I need to carry between aid stations? I didn't calculate anything that was at the aid station, but how much fuel do I need to burn in 21 miles and 17 miles? So that's how I broke down all my drop bags. And so I base it on how many calories do I burn in a 100-mile race. Usually 10 to 14,000 is what I've seen on my watch. So I kind of use 10,000 as a number. I'm like, okay, 10,000 calories per 100 miles was my logic. So,
Mhm.
there's some logic involved. I wanted variety and I wanted things that wouldn't melt. So that was one
Yeah.
thing I did
Oh,
plan for the heat. So
good call.
I went with Precision Fuel. I tried these earlier at Frozen Yeti,
Mhm.
and you can just get a big block of gel that tastes fine, but it didn't make my stomach upset, and I really
Hmm.
feel like it gave me that full, sensation. And these are 90 carb packs, so
Oh.
I use the every hour on the watch to kind of remind me to eat, but that kind of washes away eventually, and I don't hear it or so when I do
Mhm.
hear it, I'm like, oh, maybe it's been 2 hours. But so I can suck down one of those big ones, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting stuff. Or
Yes.
I like goo fruit chews. I don't like goo gels that kind of burn my throat. So I did try to get variety. I got these other carb replacement gels that were just that would go down like real fluidy like fast
Right.
and I got Cliff Bars as like my protein bar and Larry's cookies. You know Larry's protein cookies. So
Mhm.
those are
Never
like
heard of
my
Larry's cookies. No.
oh, they taste like
I love
chalk, but
Cliff
I love
bars
them.
though. Okay.
I don't ever want to eat a Cliff Bar again. So, so those were like my not gel related food. I just tried to keep, I had Cliff Blocks, Goo Chews, those
Yeah.
Precision Fuels, and these white carb it says carb on it. I think there are 50 grams of carbs. I don't remember the brand, but I bought enough so I could plan to have 10,000 calories. And then after with my electrolytes, I bought this stuff called Formula 369. And so I could really take I had my 2 bottles on my chest, bladder on the back. Bladder in the back
Okay.
was always plain water. The
Yes.
bottles I could mix with carb dense, electrolyte dense fuel. So I had the stuff that it looks like you're putting way too much powder in, but it really dilutes well. And so now I'm getting
Gotcha.
760 calories per water bottle plus electrolytes. And then I did that for a while until I just kind of got sick of the flavor. And so then I would use their electrolyte mix, which was Never Second. And so it tasted great. It was easy. I didn't have to mix anything. They did it for you. It was just kind of effortless, and it kept working. So that's what
Good.
my fueling strategy was.
Did you have to carry this the entire time with you, or were you able to leave drop bags at all these aid stations? And was there ever any point where you knew you were going to get real food?
Yeah. So there's 19 aid stations through the whole race. 12 of them have drop bags, and 7 of them do not have drop bags. So on my phone, I took a screenshot of all the important pages I needed to remember. So it would tell me the distance between aids. It would tell me if it's a sleep station, if it's a drop bag station, or if it was a self-assisted aid station, which there was always somebody at a self-assisted, but it was more like remote. So it was like hot water with oatmeal or ramen. So simple. But the full aid stops, I knew I was going to get my drop bag, and I knew they would have hot food. So they had like a pizza oven. They cooked pizzas out in the desert. They had great big burgers, like really delicious food, whole foods. And so I knew I was going to get meals, and thankfully I can eat and run and not get cramps. So I really took advantage of that, and I would eat big meals. I would drink apple juice. Cold apple juice was like my savior out there. Just ice cold apple juice.
That just sounds like it hits so well.
It felt so good. Every time I'm like, I cannot wait for an apple juice or a sparkling water. If someone had like this strawberry sparkling water that just hit the spot at times, but no, the aid stations, they were separated where 21 miles is a very long ways when you're not really running 10-minute paces in an ultra. There's usually my 100 speed, but not when you're doing a 21-minute mile and it's 100 out.
Especially with elevation too. If you factor that in, like it's power hiking at best.
It's exactly. And you know what? The uphills are very welcoming because the downhill just hurts so much more.
Destroys your legs.
But
Hills pay the bills, man. Yeah.
but yeah, so I come into an aid station just like this, and
YouTube, check out the picture, guys.
Yeah, so they'd say, hey, number 51, here's your drop bag if there was a drop bag to give. And sometimes they would just take my bag and they would take my bottles out for me. Other times I'm like, I'm good. Just want to sit for a minute, and I'm not in a hurry. So, I'd take my time and I would refill. I'd take my trash out. That was kind of something that I always had in my head because I'm terrible at throwing away stuff. So I'm like, make sure to empty your trash, Jason, and put all your goos. And so the whole calorie thing count is out the window at this point. Like I would just grab stuff, and I'm like, this is fine because I'm not really eating every hour as many calories as I should have, but I was fine. I never felt hungry. I never felt like I was in the point of dehydration. So, I just try to pack my bag and eat a meal and never rush. I really took my time and, iced up.
Look at that smile.
And I look fresh, and I'm at probably like mile 120 in that photo.
Oh, we went way too far into the future.
Yeah, you're way far. And I look fresh.
We're getting DeLorean back.
Yeah, back up. But
it looked like just you talking aid station. So I threw up an aid station photo.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you to get out of that chair?
It was easy. It was not a problem. I had no sitting mindset at all.
Well, you and I are different.
Get the momentum to get me out of that chair.
No, I felt good. I was doing things right.
Here, we'll go to the start right here. Here's the start.
Here I am.
Yep. Number 51 in your programs, but number 1 in your heart.
That's right. Glaze was 52, so we kind of like talked about that.
No way.
Funny. Yeah, it goes by last name, I'm pretty sure, because I met other G's that were in the 50s. So
that's cool.
Yep.
So take us to the starting line. What was the feel? What was the vibe? Was there like a guy who did a speech? Was he like super motivational, or was it really quiet? Was there a moment of silence? Did they play a song? Was there like a
So
taps
yeah,
player
there
like
was
playing the
something.
taps to say you might die? What was going on?
Pretty kind of. There was they make you recite this phrase about, you're about to, I don't know if they call it the oath or
Die.
the anthem, but you're all in the corral and they're doing like the minute countdown and they make you recite out, repeat after me. I don't remember what it was. It was all a blur, but it was something about if I die, it's my own fault. If I get lost, it's my own fault. Kind of that kind of stuff. And go
Mhm.
have fun. And they do the countdown and yeah, you're out the gate. And I started myself mid-pack because I know I am a racer. So if I
How
get to
many
the
people are
front,
there?
there's 125 started, I believe.
Okay. Is it
And
like, give me a comparison, because you know how Anchor Down, you start in that like road and then it goes right into a trail.
yep.
Like, what's the very beginning like? How does the field kind of thin out?
So it starts out on a road, like a public street. There's a cop stopping traffic, and the whole group, goes. And I think placement was important because I feel like I was right where I needed to be because I wasn't going to walk at the gate and I wasn't going to full speed out the gate. So everybody kind of got onto the road, and it was enough space for everyone to kind of separate themselves out because it goes right into single track. So it goes from road
Oh.
right into single track. And so you're right on top of everybody for a while, for about 6 miles. It's single track to the first aid station. So the first aid station was very soon, just to top off your waters because your next aid station is very far away.
How far away are we talking?
It was 22 miles, I believe, and
22.
that's where everything went wrong for so many people.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you
why?
did mention that it was 100 degrees.
It was
Yeah.
100 degrees.
Was it?
Uh,
Were you guys expecting this kind of heat, or like, is it normal, or was that even out of the norm for
They
Arizona?
they said it was about 10 to 15 degrees higher than average.
Wow.
So, and that does make a big difference. I mean,
Mhm.
when you're in the high 90s, 100, it's the same. It's kind of like when you're running 0 and minus 10, it's the same. That's how it
Mhm.
is to me. So I'm like, it's hot. It's going to be hot either way. So I just kind of chatted with some seasoned veterans, and that's the thing. Everybody around me has done either this race or the Moab 240 or many 200s, and I'm like, I've never done one, and I'm just kind of like, they're like, oh no, you don't want to run here, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
really? Okay, it seems like you should because it's mile 3. They're like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
just cool. You're cool. They're like, everyone. They goes, people here. No one here is going to win the race today, but there are a lot of people here are going to lose the race today. And I was like, all
Those
right,
are some wise words.
I'll hang with it. And so,
Mhm.
I get to aid station. I met this guy originally from Massachusetts, lives in Vegas, and he had DNF the race the year before, so he was there for redemption. But he had done many other big races, and he just told me it wasn't his training year. So he's like, I'll get it. He's like,
Gotcha.
no worries. And so I stuck with him for a minute, and I get to that first aid station, and then I take off again, and I'm finding myself with these people from Texas. And
Mhm.
I was like, oh, let me know when you want to pass. And they're like, no, 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 you don't run right now. I'm like, you don't run right now. I'm like, but it's perfect trail. He goes, no, it's the heat of the day. He goes, do your work at night. And I was like, are
Mhm.
you sure? He's like, yeah, you're totally fine. And we chatted about Cooper Flag being from Maine and the Dallas Mavericks because they were from Dallas. And so passed some time, and I just kind of got into my own zone, and I made my way the 22 miles, ran out of water 3 miles before, but
Ooh.
little did I know people were running out 10, 15 miles before, and we're carrying like 4 and 5 liters. I had about 5 liters on me.
Wow.
And that's where I got to that first aid station, and people are vomiting everywhere. There's people laying on cots, and this isn't a sleep station. This is not a drop station. This is so remote. You can't drop here because there's no way to get you out. Like this is a
Oh,
river
wow.
crossing we did. We crossed a river, which felt amazing, and I didn't see water again for 100 miles, but it's just so dry. But I get there, and that's where I saw Andy and Eli, and they looked bad, and they were all pasty
Mhm.
white, and they're like, we're just trying to come back to life. They're like, we all ran out of water. I was like, you ran out of
Yep.
water? And so I'm sitting with all these people that are the hot shots, and I'm like, and I got scared for myself. I'm like, these guys live out here. They live in the heat. I'm not going to make it. Not that I wanted to quit, but I was like, this is different. This
It does let
isn't,
some
I
doubt
was,
creep
I was
in, right?
nervous. I
Yeah.
was really nervous. And so, you know, I drank my apple juice and I refilled my packs on their stuff. I had enough in me to carry me for 46 miles. So my first pack was very heavy because my first drop bag wasn't until 46. And I get turned around, I get going, I get back out on the trail, and I saw Andy Glaze take off. I went probably 10 minutes after him, and I'm just, you know, by myself, running in the dark, terrified I'm going to see a snake, which I did see a snake that night, but I don't know what kind it was. It was just kind of hanging out, and he was just sitting there in the sand. It was a big, long, like brown and black camo pattern snake. He was just hanging out.
Gotcha.
And, you know, I'm going, and at this point, I'm calling Megan. Probably she gets up around 3:30 to start working out. So I called her, you know, after midnight because I knew she'd answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like super mopey and down. And I'm like,
This is night one, morning one.
this is night one. This is 12 hours down. And I'm like sad. And I'm like, I'm going to try my hardest. I hope you're proud of what I can do. And I was like almost taking myself out of it because I'm like, 40 people had dropped, I found out. 40 people
Wow.
dropped that first 24 hours
Out of like 150, right?
out of 125
125.
120. So like a third of the field.
dropped. And I was like, this is just day.
Oh man.
I'm not even to mile 50 yet. And so I got to the aid station, you know, I told Megan, hey, I'm just going to do my best. And if I time out, and that's what I was afraid of. I'm like, I'm not going to make the cutoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this isn't like me. I was not afraid of cutoffs ever until I saw that. I was like, I got 3 hours. That's not a lot. Because then I have to like get geared up and then go again and beat the next cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
So mindset shifted. I was like really down in the dumps. But day 2, you know, I'm at like the 50-mile mark, and I'm like, how far? I'm like, I should be at like 75 right now mentally, but this isn't a 100-mile race, you know. But
Yep.
in my brain, I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going to do 75 miles every 24 hours. Kind of what I thought. Way wrong.
How is
I
your
thought that
body
was-
feeling at this point?
I felt fine. I never felt sick.
Okay.
Bathroom was regular. I really was doing things right. I
Good.
drank lots. I ate lots, and I felt good. But just mentally, I was sad. I was like, this is very slow. I can't move any faster because it's too hot.
Yeah. Was
Um,
Megan able to talk you out of it? Like be able to kind
She-
of get some
she
pep in your
gave me just, you know, I'm proud of you. You know, you stepped out of your element by even showing up. Just do what you can
Yes.
do, and you know, just do your best. If you time out, you gave it your best shot. You're not used to the desert. And I'm like, yeah, you know, but
Yeah.
she was like encouraging me.
Good.
Well, so then somewhere around the 24-hour mark, I don't even know the distances I'm at this point, but
Mhm.
I met this man and woman, Renata and Hugo, and I'm just kind of tagging along with them, kind of still kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. And
Mhm.
they've run the Moab, they've run Cocodona, and I'm like, geez, everybody here's done so many big things. What did I do? And they're like, yep, you're doing it right. I'm like, what do you mean I'm doing it right? They're like, we're gonna make it. They're like, and you look great. I'm like, I do? They're like, yeah. They're like, you know, you're keeping up. We've done these. You look fine. So just kind of like listening to them say that, I'm like, yeah, I am gonna make it. And so that kind of turned the corner for me. So that only low point I ever had the whole race, besides pain, was day 1. And so day 2, I stuck with them for most of the day. And then I found myself, I said, once I get to 100 miles, which I ran in with Hugo, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a good nap here. I had napped a couple of other times briefly, just for a few minutes, but I took I went to a cot, I went in the
Yeah.
tent, and I slept for like an hour and a half. I woke up and I felt like a whole new person. I ate a big meal, I ate burritos, and I was like, all right, I'm at 100. Now I'm starting to chip away.
Yeah.
And so
That is a huge chunk of it down.
And so I spent the next day pretty much by myself. I ran with them for a few minutes. I saw them in passing, but our sleep schedules, our resting schedules just kind of separated us again.
Mhm.
And I
Because you
spent,
plan to run a lot at night,
I
like sleep during
tried,
the day. Yeah,
I
that was the
tried to,
plan.
that was the plan. And I did, I think I had like like after that first night, I said, okay, well, I just have to get to this aid station by X amount of time. I have enough time to eat, sleep for 2 hours if I wanted to. And then I still got 4 hours to keep going. So
Okay, so
once
so
I
you're building
realized,
more time between
yeah,
the
so
cutoff.
once I
That's
got
great.
after the first one was just like super steep. But then after that, they were more generous with the time because they account on you being slower.
Smart.
So, and
Yes.
I'm like, well, I never slowed up. I kind of stayed consistent.
Mm.
So I'm like, all right, this is going to work. But I knew this next day, I had a big day. Well, I don't even know, day 3 maybe. I had a
Well,
big
one
day of
second.
climbing.
Remember you were posting a lot of stories?
Yep.
Actually, you did the perfect amount because you weren't like the guy posting, 30 and you're trying to watch it all. It takes forever. You would post like 4 a day. So it was
Yeah, just I
chef's
sprinkled
kiss.
in I sprinkled in a
Yes.
description and then just
Perfect
some
for the
random stuff.
spectators.
You would talk. You would actually kind of talk about
Yep.
the last 24 hours. And during one of these, you talked about you were kind of close to the cutoff. Was that first night
That was the
when
first
you met
night.
these? Okay, when you met these 2 friends of yours, the couple from somewhere.
Yep,
I already forget their names, but that's
that's
me.
fine.
Renata and Hugo.
Yeah.
Hugo. When you met them, that was around the time of the story. You were afraid of the cutoff, but at some
Yeah.
point, you got really ahead of that cutoff. It was no longer a concern, right?
Yeah, when I got to like after day 2, I was like doing math and I'm like, oh, if I just stay at this pace, I'm gonna bank hours here. So day 2, I made it through probably 3 more aid stations, and I was like, all right, I'm seeing time grow. So
Mm.
that 48 hours, I was like, okay, I think I'm out of the clear as long as I don't sleep for a whole night. Because now I'm starting to get to like I have a 12-hour window.
Yeah.
And so when I got to a 12-hour window, I was confident. I'm like, okay, 12 hours is a lot of time. I can rest if I need to. I can nap if I need to. But still, let's try to bank more time. Let's rest minimally. But I did try to sleep each day, at least
That's good.
once. But other than a couple of trail naps towards the end, I tried to lay in a cot, cover up in a blanket, tell a volunteer, hey, set your alarm for 1 hour. I set my alarm for 1 hour. And then
Make
let's
sure I
get me
get up.
going. Let's get me going because I don't want
Yep.
to. I'm so overtired at this point. I don't want to just sleep because I'm a heavy sleeper. I can sleep through everything.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you had
but that was
backup
never.
plan.
It was never a concern.
So I know not every aid station had cots, and so you would just try to do at least like one good nap a day. And so if you saw a cot, you could be like, all right, not this time.
I would try to get to a
space it out.
sleep station because they had the sleep stations spread out where they were kind of isolated.
Oh,
I could sit in a camp chair and close my eyes, but it wasn't the same. I really wanted to lay down. And so when I woke up from that first nap, like they're like, wow, you look good. I'm like, I just slept. Like I feel different. Like I felt spry and like talkative. They're like, wow, you're talkative. Like everybody said, wow, you're really talkative. You're not even tired yet. I'm like, I'm exhausted, but I'm sleeping. So
Yeah.
I still had like my
You hit
cognitive
your REM
ability.
cycle.
Yeah, that's what they told me. The medic at the first day, he goes, hey, when you sleep, 90 minutes is the sweet spot. You'll hit that REM. So I tried an hour to 2 hours. 2 hours never really happened. I might be laying down for that whole 2 hours, but
still resting your feet. It's
resting my
worthwhile.
feet. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
how-
we'll get
how-
to some feet pictures later.
I know we're getting there, but so with this rest, how is your body feeling? So we're at least 2 days into this, day 2, day 3 almost, like
still fine.
Still feeling okay.
Feet are sore, but that's to be expected. I'm running on like just rocky trail. Even though it's single track, there'd be some gravel, but then it's just like broken brick crumbles and like sharp shards.
You said it
Ooh.
felt like walking on Legos.
It felt like walking on Legos
That's rough.
the whole time. And so imagine doing that with bare feet because that's exactly what I felt like. It just but not until later. Not until after mile 200.
Okay. Okay.
So
I'm still good.
you must have had gaiters on to try to
Catch the sand.
Yeah. And was
Yep.
that helping you or
Yep.
So it always happens to me no matter when I run with gaiters, I always get a heat rash. Did that ever happen to you?
I got a rash somewhere, but it wasn't around my ankles.
Oh no. Oh, Jason, oh no. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not
No, it wasn't bad. I stayed lubed up pretty good. I had some squirrel nut butter and some
good.
stuff my mom bought me called Happy
Magical
Nuts.
Happy nuts.
Yeah.
Your mom bought you. Oh my God, Mom.
Hey, who cares who bought it? He has it and it helps. So
Yep. But
When was your first encounter with one of these?
so that would be day 2, or the start. I guess the start of day 2.
You met a few of these, right?
I met a
Snakes
few
we're
of
talking
those.
about.
I met a few of those. So
He looks friendly.
So when I was tagging along with on the
Hugo,
start of day
right?
2, I was with Hugo and Renata, and they got up ahead of me to this satellite outpost station, which had just basic foods. And I saw them up there at the flag, and so I was just taking my time. And there was actually a windstorm at this point. And I mean, we're talking 50-mile-an-hour winds, which was a blessing because it was not 100 at that point. It's like hot. It's like hot AC. It felt wonderful. And so I'm just trucking along, going up to the aid station, and I put my pole, I guess, way too close to a rattlesnake because it lunged across the trail and rattled its tail at me, and then it got in. I have a video of it, and then it got into like a striking pose, and that was my first encounter. And
so this was your close call, right? That's your close call when you said you almost got bit. This is when it happened.
Yes. This particular one was a different one, but yes, this close call was one that struck across the bushes or out of a cactus.
What's the dangerous part of a rattlesnake? It's the bite, not the tail, right?
It's the bite.
Yeah,
the
that's what I
tail's the
thought.
warning. That's how he's like, "Hey, I'm here."
But
it was just so windy, I couldn't hear anything, and so I'm just cruising along the trail, and then here comes and it was a big one. Everyone I showed the video to, they go, "Ooh, that's a big female."
Oh, I saw it. I think I saw
great.
it. You send it to me. I'm gonna feed it in the episode if you're watching on YouTube.
I'll send you the video
now.
Yeah, that was a big snake right there, and it wanted to eat me. But everyone calls me Jesus, and I walk on water, but I walked on air that day.
Yeah. I mean, and then the tunnel, which we'll get to later.
Yep.
But
yeah, so snakes. Now that I saw what one looks like, I am on the prowl, and I'm like, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? And then you start hearing like rattling
cactuses.
cactuses.
In so well the trail too.
They blend in so good, and then they're in the roots, and then at nighttime they're out too, and they look just like cow patties.
Oh
and
no!
So you see a coiled up snake and a cow patty, they're the same. So you have to watch out for all of that stuff.
Oh.
So
a cow patty is a big turd, right?
A big cow turd, big stoolie, and and I've seen coiled up snakes, and I'm like, that's a big cow pie. Nope, that is a sleep. It looks like a cinnamon roll. It's a big coiled up snake.
I will never look at a cinnamon roll the same again.
Are snake attacks common up there? Like, how do people not get attacked more often?
Everybody I talked to did not care about snakes. They were not worried whatsoever. They're like, if you get bit, you got about 12, 14 hours. Just walk, slow your heart rate down, get help, and we'll take you to the hospital. No one seemed to care. No one cared at all.
That's a little too nonchalant for me.
No one cared.
But I feel like if you see something like that, if you leave it alone, it's going to leave you alone. It's not going to actively attack you.
Right.
It's defending itself.
It's defensive. It's not trying to get you. It just wants to get away from you. But I just stuck my pole way too close to its area, and it did not like it.
It's probably like for us in the Northeast. I don't know about Erica. I'm sure she's scared of everything, but a bear's the last thing I'm scared of up here.
Yes,
there's a bear. I'm more like, yo, what's up, bear?
Yep.
A snake though scares me.
Snakes,
little scorpion scare. The little things scare me.
Snakes,
the bigger it is, I'm like,
I don't like
look at that
spiders.
moose.
I'm not a fan of spiders.
I saw tarantulas and scorpions.
I would be so scared.
I saw them the whole time, but they actually they were the least of my worries because when I tried to take a picture of them, they'd go hide in a hole. So the scorpions, super minor. They were just kind of like on a mission.
Why are you trying to take a picture of them? I'm so scared of the scorpion going. That's how Steve Irwin died, from like a sea scorpion or something.
What?
He's a pro.
Not a sea scorpion, dude.
That's what I'm calling it. It's a stingray.
Stingray to the heart.
Yeah, it had a stinger. Boom.
Oh,
But
man.
the tarantula, like they were everywhere. You'd see their eyes glow at night. They just lit up the trail.
Oh,
It looked
that
like
would creep
it
me
looked
out
like sparkle
so
and
bad.
diamonds. There's all these weird looking
Ugh.
spiders and tarantulas.
Pass.
Really?
Yeah.
So was it cool to see though?
Oh,
Yes.
man.
I thought it
It
was
was
cool.
cool.
I was not scared of them at all. I was scared. I just didn't want to sit. That was the reason why I
Mhm.
never sat down. I didn't want to sit anywhere. It was everything wanted to
Didn't
bite
some
you.
people like try to lay down and sleep on the
Yeah, the
ground?
dirt
Oh,
naps. How do people
lot,
do that
lots,
with all that shit around? I'd be
I
like,
know.
lots of
nope.
people did, and we had
Crazy.
these bivy sacks we'd get into, but something
Mhm.
still climb in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But
But the small ones I'm scared of.
I did nap once in a riverbed that was all dried up, and it was like a
Mhm.
beach sand, and I mean, this was towards the end, and I'm so dead tired. I don't care. I just
Yeah.
tipped over, and I twisted it up like this, and I fell asleep for, I don't know, 20 minutes, but I woke up, and I'm like, okay, there's stuff out here, go. But
Yeah.
but there were some people, they were laying along the cactus beds, and I'm like, well, you guys, there's stuff in there. No, thank you.
That's where the snakes live. Like,
And then there's a lot of through hikers out there too that are sleeping. So you're like,
oh,
people are
oh
crazy.
my God. There's something everywhere.
Yeah. Not for me. I'll stick to New
But
England.
yeah, so
Pass.
rattlesnake encounter, that was my first, and it tried to bite me, so it was a good story.
Oh man.
You live to
So
tell the tale.
yeah, if you got bit though, you got like 12 hours. They said, would you be done for the race, or could you get like the
And you have to
poison
make the
sucked
cutoff.
out?
You have to make the
So
cutoff.
you could still keep racing
So there was a
after
point
like they treat
that
you.
if you get past the halfway point, there's enough time where you're in a city. I saw someone actually leave. They're like, he has to go get medical attention. If he can make it back, he can continue. So they let you leave the
Wow.
race and come back to only 2 aid stations. You were allowed to leave and come back because your crew could take you to a shower or whatever, take you to a
Gotcha.
restaurant if you chose. Like I went to a gas station because why not? I wanted a
Mhm.
slushie. So,
Yeah.
but no, so
Shout
yeah,
out
they
to 7-Eleven.
the 7-Eleven. They told me that only the hospitals could administer antivenom. So I was like, can I get like an EpiPen version? They're like, no, you can't do that because what if this
Damn it.
rattlesnake isn't biting you, or what if he doesn't inject venom? Which I found out the Renata woman that I was with got bit at Cocodona, but a dry bite, and she was able to continue.
Dry bite?
That's what they called it.
What?
Yeah,
I am, I don't know if Arizona's for me.
I know,
Nope.
right?
This is nuts. You're
Ugh.
on another level, dude. All right. So snakes, scorpions, all those things. We're not scared of bears, but those little ones scare the heck out of me. You're 2 days into this. Are you starting to feel better about your cutoff, better about
Yes,
yourself, your
100%.
energy? How's that going?
100%. I feel good. So if you went to that aid station photo you showed early on, this is where I felt like Jason. And I had some serious mountain climbing to do. And
Oh,
so I
yeah.
was like pumped because I'm a good uphill runner, hiker. I love it because I know I'm like, okay, well, I can go slow, but I can really power through all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's 100 degrees or like 95 anyways. Yeah, there we go. So this was the aid station where I was like feeling like Jason. This is a manual who I meet the following day, and we end up becoming buddies. And he's the one I borrowed the Koros watch from, charger from.
Yep.
But he's also
Is that this is the same aid station or around that time?
yeah,
'Cause
same
we're in
aid
the
station.
Same outfit.
Same aid station. I stood up. I wore the same outfit a lot. I actually threw it all away. It was nasty. So yeah, so
I
aid
would have
station.
hung that. I would have hung it like in the banners.
No, I changed my
Entire
shorts.
jersey.
I changed those shorts at mile 217, and Megan goes, "Leave those there." I'm like, "Yep, you're right."
I mean, you're smiling everywhere. Look at you smiling here.
I'm in my element. I love it. I'm
So who's
happy.
taking these pictures for you? They have the
So
like
this is
photographers all along the course?
so there was a photographer that it would just time up right if you were at the aid station with them or not, and sometimes they'd just walk out on the trail. If it was like a public access like this one was, they could drive in and they might
Cool.
walk up the trail. So there's a few aids that's at an aid station. So there's photographers, and that's at the end. So that's the photo right after the previous one. So that's the end of my climb, and the one before that was the start of my climb, and that was it was like 14 or 17,000 feet of climbing. It was a lot in that 24 hours. So,
All right,
right,
you ready for my favorite photo?
yeah, let's do it.
Yes. But
That one.
That's the
oh
best.
yeah, the grind.
That's the
So
best.
one question I have for you, between the day and the night, how were the temps? Like how different were they?
The first couple days, it wasn't much. It was still in the 80s.
Mhm.
So it still felt hot. Like I would like take my shirt and twist it up over my I didn't want to take my shirt off because of the chafing of the bag.
Oh
So
yeah,
I would
yeah.
I would just kind of roll my shirt up and tuck it into the bungees on the vest just to get some like cold air, and I would like kind of try to like get anything wet, like wet my hands with my water and just touch myself so the
Mhm.
wind would kind of cool me a little bit.
Oh
But
yeah.
this was, so here we are at the halfway point, and I had just climbed down the mountain. And so now I have 40 miles of pavement. And
Is this the next day though?
this would be day
Because
3.
because one photo, this one,
Yes,
that's nighttime.
that's night 2.
So right here is
Yeah.
before the
So
climb.
this
Day
this is
2.
like lunch, and that's like nighttime. So that's about
Uh-huh.
10
Wait.
p.m.
This was not after the bottom of the climb. I thought you said that was.
No.
So this is
This is
before the
before.
climb.
That's
before the
before, and
climb.
then the other one.
That's after.
And then that's before.
No, that's
This is all the
before.
same. Same age,
Okay.
all
You're going.
same
You're
age.
going in the wrong direction.
Well, I'm avoiding the ones that are viewer discretion
Okay,
advised
so the
right
black
now.
and white photo of
Oh.
me, the black and white photo of me is that after the climb. So I had just took a
Yes.
nap and I just woke up, I believe. And so it's about 10 p.m., which felt like breakfast to me because I did sleep for an hour. So every time
Okay.
I woke up, it's breakfast. I want coffee, I
Mhm.
want oatmeal, I want to go. And they gave me a 2-gallon freezer bag of like a whole watermelon cut up. They're like, here, we have so many
Oh
of
my
these. So
God,
I,
that
I,
must have
I
been awesome.
I attached it to my bungees and I'm like munching on it while I'm like climbing down the mountain, which ended up being so steep that I had to just put that away and then just not fall. And so it
There are
was that.
priorities, but
Yeah.
I think not falling takes the cake.
Yep. No, to climb down, that was a very good day because it was very hard but rewarding. And
Yep.
then you have a very steep descent. Like if you looked at my graph, it's just insane because it's like you're climbing. I mean, it's 9,000 foot peak, but you're climbing 2 other mountains. So you go up and you go down, then you go back up a little bit more, then you go down way where you started, then you go way back up to this 9,000 footer,
God.
and then it's all the way down to the flat bottom.
So all this happens at the evening of night 2, and you're going into day 3. So that picture that Eric showed us of you just grinding, you have a smile on your face, you're halfway there.
Yep,
Excellent.
halfway there. I had
How
just
many-
had my,
so-
so I just had my feet repaired in that desert photo you like.
Are we ready for a feet photo? Foot photo
I
here.
think you can show what
tell
my
me.
first. This is what my first blister looked like.
Is
First
this
blister.
the one where the guy's
That's
working on your
ominous.
foot?
No,
Or
that's
is this
the one where he's working on. It's my final foot working, where it's just a solo image of my foot. It's
Okay.
That's my first. Like, I think I need to have something done about this. I can't bend my toes.
This
Ooh.
one's not that bad, guys. Okay, so this
No,
one's
if you
not
like
that
garlic,
bad.
you'll like this.
Wait, I do like garlic.
Yeah,
Is this going to ruin garlic for me?
It could.
All right, I'm willing
Yeah,
to take a shot.
that's a garlic clove right there between the toes.
Oh, that's not fun. Oh my God. So is
But
that literally in between your toe, or is that more on the top?
It's on my pinky toe, like on the
Pinky
inside
toe.
of my pinky toe.
And it
Ooh,
looks like your
wow.
pinky toe is curved to the
It's-
right. This is
yeah.
your right foot. It looks like it's curved to the outside. Like, yeah, that is nasty looking.
Yeah.
Like,
And
So-
then but the thing is that blister carries all along the base of all the other toes that bend. So it's one giant, it's like starting to come out the toes because it's no room for it to go under my foot.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm stepping on it and it's squishing it out through the toes. And so I really need to have them lanced and packaged up.
Yep.
So he cut me up, and this guy Jurian, he's a EMT, he's their like head medic. He loved it. He's like, let's do it right now. He was pumped. I'm like, all
Is
right.
he the guy?
This
Okay, so
reminds me
he's
of
the
Mark.
guy.
You'll see him in another photo.
All right.
Oh,
Are we
man.
going there now or no?
No, you can
Jason,
go there at the end.
I just have to tell
Okay.
you, I know that feeling. My feet looked very similar to that during my first 100, just because I had no idea what to do.
Yep.
And I got all these like just friction blisters, and oh God, my feet were terrible. I had like the one that was on the ball of my foot, like around the toes, and
Yes.
so uncomfortable. And
It's
you
so
still had
beautiful.
150 something miles to
And
go.
the outside of my heels were ballooned up and my foot pads were ballooned up, but
Oh my
I let those
God.
pop on their own. And then it got to the point where I couldn't because I couldn't get my foot in my shoe, but that's later on.
That's so good.
I feel like I need to share my feet pictures later. That'll be offline.
Yeah.
I can send you more too if you want. So
Yeah, let's do it. But I'm gonna post them on Instagram. But I
Yeah,
have
do
to
it.
figure out how to do the viewer discretion thing where you have to
Oh, blur
click
it first.
okay 5 times so it shows.
yeah,
right?
do it. I'm good. I'm okay with that.
We'll do that the week this drops.
Oh
So
shit.
it's day 3. You're halfway. You thought originally you would do 75 miles a day. So you really thought by this day you would have 75 miles to go,
Yep.
but you have 150 to go.
150
So
to go.
you're going much slower than you thought, but everyone's
100%.
telling you you're doing it right.
you're
You're
great.
doing it the right way.
You're great. Like I would call and check in with Megan, and she goes, "You're doing great. You're like with the same pack. Everybody's kind of moving like it's like the whole line of people." She said was moving like like through the graph. She goes, "Everybody's
Okay.
making it through all their aid stations. All those people that you were with at the start, they're all making the cutoffs, and you're kind of with this group now." And so I found
With-
myself with this other group of people.
Knowing like the results now, at this point, where were the leaders?
So
And like
the-
in comparison with what you thought you would have done, were the leaders at that point further or not even that far?
they were about 100 miles ahead of me. So they were
Oh,
going to
wow.
finish that day. They finished in like 82 hours, like these elites.
Okay.
Michael McKnight. It's the only one I really remember from people talking. And then the winning female did it in like 99 hours. So I'm at like
Unreal.
mile 72, hour 72. So
Mhm.
they're going to finish within the next 10 hours. They're
I'm
the
just trying
leaders.
to compare like how fast they were going to how
So
fast
they
you
were-
thought
so-
you would go.
Yeah, so they were running like a 15-minute pace the whole time, where I'm like a 21-minute pace at this point.
Hey guys, 6-Star here. Just wanted to jump in the middle of this Arizona Monster recap to thank Dawn from My Race Tats for sponsoring this guest segment. Make sure you guys go check out the link in our show notes where you guys can help support the pod by buying your favorite tattoos for all of the world majors. Thank you again, Dawn. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
I think Erica froze, but we're going to continue without her.
Sure.
She can miss out on this. I don't care. All right. So day 3, take me through day 3. Like, are you waiting for the nightfall again? How much running are you doing or walking in the heat? Like, what is this day like for you?
So I know that I have about 17 miles of the first stretch of pavement. It's a bike path. It's a flat bike path. It's the heat of the day, but it's not nap time. Like there's no way I could go sleep when it's that hot out. And so I had my feet worked on. I ate a bunch of pasta, and I loaded up with water, loaded up with ice, and I just said, okay, I'm going to march. I'm just going to march on, not going to run any of this because there is no shade unless you go under a bridge overpass. So I was like, okay, 17 miles. We're going to probably go about 3 miles an hour. Doing math, I'm like, I'll get there just at nightfall.
Did you ever pick up your pace during the day? You're like, oh, I'm just going to do a light jog for like 10 minutes and
Yeah,
then walk again.
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. I would try to run like when the gravel wasn't like Legos, when it was actually like gravel, I would run.
Yeah.
And I would try to run as long as I could. And I would try, and I'm good at running uphill. So if it's like a slight gradual uphill, I'll run it. If it's anything that's hiking, obviously I walk. But no, I did run. I would run even when it was hot. I would run some. But this pavement though, you feel it reflecting off the ground, and it's just cooking up your neck, and you're just trying to like and you're tired. You're tired.
Right.
You've done. I'm at a huge mileage PR already, 150 miles, and talked to Megan for a bit, and then I start seeing these just people it's people out exercising, riding bikes, walking, and they're like, "Hey, are you in the monster?" And it kind of makes you feel like, yeah, I am, because there's only a few of us, and you just happen to catch one of us.
Right. It also kind of makes you feel like a rock star.
It does.
They're like excited to see you.
And so I had this one guy, he stopped and he goes, "I just saw you on an app." He goes, "You're number 51." He goes, "I'm following the race right now, and this is you." And I'm like, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
just keep moving, proud of you. And you see these through hikers that like clapping as you're going through, and it's pretty cool.
Were you seeing the same people at the aid stations, by the way? Like maybe there was aid station 2, and then
Yep.
the same crew is at like aid
Yes.
station 12.
Yep.
And so they're kind of seeing how you're doing too,
Yep.
and you're kind of building like a rapport or a relationship with these people, and they're like, "Hey, there's Jason again." Because that
Yes.
happens at the ultras we've attended with their loops. You keep seeing
Yes.
the same people. You keep seeing Juice Box Guy, right? And so
Yes.
you're seeing the same people here, it sounds like.
Yeah. So I met a guy named Seth, and I saw him at that base of the mountain aid station, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to see you at mile 173." And that was at the end of that first pavement section. There he was. He goes, "There's Jason." He just kind of just to know my name, just that small like
Right. I
morale
mean,
boost.
it's a big race, there's a lot of people, but then again, it's a small race. At
So
this
small.
point, you've lost over a third of the field. So I feel like everyone who's there supporting has a little bit more of a intimate relationship with the field.
Definitely.
It's not like you're in a couple thousand people running a marathon and you go by the Boy Scouts of America who have water, water station. This is
Definitely.
how many guys were doing this solo?
I'm not
Because they
I'm
must have had
I'm not really sure how many were doing solo, but there was a few of them out there for sure.
because I think with doing it solo, you really build that connection better than someone who had a film crew or the
Yes.
gym bros, as you called it, right? It's like, oh, they got their people, but these aid station people, when they see you come in by
Yeah.
yourself, are probably like, that's our guy.
Yep.
Let's get him through this. Let's support him. He needs it. You got no girlfriend or wife there. You got no family. Like I know your sister supports a lot of your races too.
Sure.
You have nobody. You're totally
Nobody.
by yourself because you wanted it that way.
Yep.
But you're building these amazing relationships.
Yeah, it's like I'd roll into an aid station, and I think they would know um, who was a solo runner and who wasn't. And so they'd say, "Okay, what do you need?" They know I don't have a van to go get in and lay in a camper. I'm like, I wanna eat, and then I wanna go lay down. So I would go in, I'd eat a meal, and then they'd say, "Okay, let's go get you down for a nap." And so, okay, let's get you going, and they just keep you moving, and they keep you boosted.
That's awesome.
And I'll see you at the finish. So
That's so amazing. And I love when I have more time, I want to be able to do that and volunteer more at these things. And
yep,
I think a lot of these, like I would be more excited to go to this event and volunteer and be a part of it behind the scenes than just go and get the medal, whatever you get at the end, the buckle, which is amazing and impressive for you. But I love that whole volunteer side of things.
yeah, it
I
was
think
cool.
that's
The
incredible.
volunteers were just fantastic, and then a lot of the volunteers were. Some people dropped out of a race like too soon than they thought, and then they said, "Well, I'm here for however many days. I might as well volunteer." So some of these people that were cooking were people that were in the race, but they still wanted to be a part of it. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
letting them continue.
Yeah. That's impressive. So that's day 3.
So that's day 3. That's the end of day 3, and then I still had like 22 miles of pavement to go. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work hard tonight because this is my flat road section. It's cool. I still feel pretty decent, all things considered. I'm gonna try to run this. And so I did. I think I ran that whole 22 miles to the next aid station.
Ran. No walking?
No, I think I ran, like an 11-minute pace, 12-minute pace.
Sure.
But I'm hustling, and the miles are clicking off way different than when you're hiking up a mountain
Yeah.
and it takes a half hour.
Right.
So
And at what point of the race is this mileage wise?
I just left 173, so I'm closing in on
So you
200.
ran almost to mile 200.
Uh-huh.
Wow, impressive, dude.
And
I don't know how you can move. I couldn't move.
I moved through the night, and then there was a section where there was a homeless encampment where I guess there was an issue, a confrontation with runners and some people with a firearm, and so people were nervous. So the race put people out on bikes to assist runners through that section to kind of pace you because you're going in the night, and most people were by themselves, especially the females. But I can't defend myself at this point. Like, so if anybody wants to beat me up, it's the time. So, but yeah, so I made it through. I got to that next aid station just before 200, and I had 2 hamburgers, and I was tired, but I'm like, it's still night. I still have, I can't remember. I think it was like 12 miles to go before the next like rest stop. I was like, I'm gonna keep working through the night. Sun's not up yet. It's probably 3 a.m.
It's
So
cooler. Like,
it's
what was the
cooler.
temperature at night versus the day?
And it's probably in the 70s, but it felt
Yeah,
so
it's so
different.
perfect.
Much
It
better
felt so
sense.
So
different.
perfect.
And so,
Oh, hi, Eric. Oh, welcome back.
Sorry, I missed so
So-
much. I missed 50 miles, you guys. Stupid internet.
Yeah.
you missed. Yeah, you're good.
All right, I'll catch
Um,
you.
He got bit by a snake.
No, he
I got bit
No,
by a
he
snake.
Bit by a
didn't.
snake. It was brutal.
Oh,
He didn't
no,
tell anyone
not
about
again.
it. It's incredible. You'll have to wait and hear about it when you listen to this episode, though.
Sorry, I'm
But,
losing internet again.
But yeah, so I remember calling Megan, and I was like in such a good mood because I was closing in on 200, and so I called. I don't even know what day of the week this is, but I think Megan was going to work, and I was like, I'm gonna get 200 miles. I'll try to call you when that happens. I'll send you a picture. I'm super excited. I still good spirits, way ahead of the cutoffs at this point.
Do you
So-
feel like, and I feel like this when I'm doing a race or even like a CrossFit workout, when the numbers start clicking off and the numbers to go are a lot less than the numbers earlier. Like now you got 100 miles.
Now
to
we're
go. You
going
already did
backwards.
200. Like exactly. Does that
Now
like
we're going
totally change
backwards.
your mindset?
It did, but it's like I'm beat, and I still have a 100-mile race. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got to mile 200. I had just left the city, and I just hit my next set of trail at mile 200. I got about 5 miles to go before that next aid station where I threw away the gross shorts and changed my shirt too. I kept the long white sleeve because that was like my UV protector,
Mm.
and I
Yeah.
had a tank top on for that day. Just kept up on sunscreen and. It got hot again pretty quick. So
I got to
I'm
shout
glad
out
I took
shout out
advantage of
Rabbit
not.
too. Rabbit does the really good UPF shirts.
That's what it was, the rabbit shirt.
I'm going to let Erica jump in here. Ask anything that you feel like maybe you missed. I'm going to pull up your Strava stats.
God, I
actually,
missed so
while she's
much.
doing
I don't
that.
want to make the listeners go back and figure out what I missed. But so body's feeling good. You got some more rest. You were talking to Megan.
Yep.
She's talking you through it. So you're 2/3 of the way done. Anything you think I should
2/3,
know?
Yep. No, just okay. So now my shins are starting
Oh,
to feel irritated.
Is this so? I know.
And so
Spoiler alert: you had like the edema. Is this like the beginning of when they started to get really swollen?
I think
and,
so.
Mm.
I think so. And going into this race, like all winter long, I've been dealing with somewhat of a tendonitis in my right foot, which never bothered me this whole race. I was running in spikes, and I think that irritated something.
Okay.
So all winter long, I was like, please don't be injured. And I just kind of rolled the dice. And thankfully, none of that flare up happened.
Good.
But my shins, I've never had this feeling. And it's like this motion
Mhm.
would like, so if this is my shin, this motion was like stretching something here along the outside of my bone.
Yeah.
And it started in my left leg, and then eventually it got to my right leg too.
Mm.
But I started to notice, I'm like, ooh, it really hurts on the downhill because it's bending my foot, to where it hurts.
Was there anything you could do for relief, or was it just like that motion was not helping you at all? Like,
Just pretty much just the motion at this point.
Mm.
So the blister pain will come and go.
Mhm.
No one's died from a blister, so I can push through that easily. But I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I really don't want my feet to stop working.
That's kind
Like,
of
I
big.
just need them to. I'm like, if I can, I just need to move fast enough to hit the cutoffs. So, but I was still able to do my shuffle. I'd run when I could.
Mhm.
And
And cutoffs are looking good
know,
at this
I'm-
point. You still had like a
yeah,
good amount of time.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
no
good.
worries. Good.
I'm good. I'm at this point trying to calculate what time I'm going to finish on what day.
Oh, the runner's math. How are you
So-
able to calculate that with your extreme exhaustion and trying to like math does not compute for me whatsoever. I could be awake for 12 hours and be like, I don't fucking know.
No, it didn't either. It was still too soon.
Uh-huh.
It was still too soon to count down the day because I'm like, oh yeah, I still have another full day after tomorrow.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I just kept chipping away at this point. At this point, I'm like 100-mile race. I'm with a bunch of veterans of the they've either done this race before at this point, or they've done Moab, and then they've done Bigfoot and all these other multi-day races. So I'm like, I'm the only one that's never done a big race, and I'm like running with these people, and we're sharing stories, and they're like, you're fine, you're no sweat, you're doing great, you look good, and so I was able to have my confidence to that point.
I do
And
have a question for you. With the veterans, which race do they think is the more difficult of the multi-day races? Like, I know this one would be difficult just because it's more miles, but is there another one that has more elevation, or like, what are their thoughts?
They said Moab is like running on a dirt road. They said it's runnable pretty much the whole time. So they said its distance, it's long, and the aid stations are spread apart a lot. They're like over 20 miles apart.
Oh yeah.
So they said the cutoffs can be hard, but they said it's way more runnable than this one. And then you've got some of these other ones that are forested, so they're not hot. But you got a lot more climbing. So
Gotcha.
you have more climbing with less miles.
Everything has the give and take, right?
Yeah. So this one has like your good variety, but really the only runnable section for me was the pavement, and then anything that wasn't full of like the ankle twist and rocks, because it's like running on riverbed, like river rocks. It's just, you can't.
Slippy.
You could fresh, but it's just not worth it. Not for a while. I'm not racing at this point. I want to do this race to complete it.
Yeah. So that's one thing I missed is the whole pavement section. So was that a welcome reprieve for you just because it was smooth?
Yes. I was able to pick up some speed. So even like power hiking through that super hot. I tried to run, but it's so hot.
Oh yeah.
And you just feel it reflecting off the ground. And so it would just take your breath away. And at one point I did nap under an overpass for like 15 minutes. I just closed my eyes and time went by. I'm like, that cold concrete felt good. But that's where I got my slushie. I talked to Megan. I talked to just strangers. They were like, hey, I'm following you right now in this race because, we're watching it live and they see my bib number.
Right on.
And so it was pretty cool. And then I got to that aid station where I ate pizzas. And then I was able to actually run like an 11, 12-minute pace for like almost a marathon.
That is amazing.
So yeah, it was a big boost. Like, it just I felt good to kind of like click off some miles now.
Right. Nice pick me up.
I took advantage of and I really wanted to nap at that near 200 mile mark, but I still had pavement to go and it was still dark. So I took advantage of that and just kind of pushed through tiredness. And then, I got to mile 205 when it was hot again at that point. So I didn't nap, but I changed my clothes, kind of laid in some camp chairs, put my legs up for, probably 45 minutes.
Get a little bit of a refresh, right? You need that.
Yeah, just refreshed and, and then just kept plugging away. So at this point, it's a much of a blur to me.
I can imagine how the days are just blending because you're not getting enough of a rest to really differentiate.
And at this point, the aid stations are 17 miles, 21 miles.
That's so long.
That's a long way. So now I'm like, okay, I need to try to get 50 miles in this next 24 hours, which I was able to do. But it just felt like 50 miles in 24 hours. That is a long, long day.
It is.
Let's talk about something we actually haven't talked about yet. This is the On the Runs podcast.
Yeah.
How many times have you taken a shit so far?
So, believe it or not.
Were you able to take a poop?
He did say he was regular for
Were
a
there
while.
bathrooms?
I was. So, I don't know how or why, because in any race, I usually go to the bathroom like a bunch of times in the first start of a race. Code Browns like crazy because my body's just not used to the activity. But every time I would nap, I would wake up and my body was like, okay, it's morning, go to the bathroom. And so thankfully, porta potty or bucket. And I'm like, all right, I can do this. Because if we went in the trail, we had to go in what they called a wag bag, which looked like a doggy bag, and you put a chemical in it. You do your business. Put your wipe in there, seal it up, and then you put it in another bag, and then you carry it for the next 8 hours.
Okay. Now, all right. The pictures are going to be worse. But describe to me how you poop in a bag.
So you,
He's
so you,
asking the
you get
important
this.
questions.
You get two bags, and one is like kind of like a grocery bag. It's about as big
Okay.
around as a bucket, and you kind of
Yep.
like plop it on the ground, and hopefully there's no wind or you're gonna miss. And then I don't know about you, but even after running like 20 miles, you try to pop a squat. So
Yeah,
now
exactly.
the one time I did do this, I'm popping a squat at I think mile 140-ish. And now I'm afraid I'm going to fall in the sand and get bit by a scorpion because I did see scorpions when I had to go.
Oh no.
With your
But
bare ass out.
with my wag bag. But I sealed it up and I just tucked it in my bungees on my back and chopped it off at mile 155.
So that
But the rest of the time, that was the only time on the trail. The rest of the time,
Good.
like I would go to sleep, I'd wake up, and my body would say, go do your business.
Perfect.
And so that was good.
So was that
I need to apologize, by the way. I said I was going to send you bare butt wipes, and I totally failed on that.
It's all
Because
good.
I actually found them behind me, like behind that whatever I have there, the cube thing, and they fell between the wall and it just, I never saw it until
you owe him
it was like the week you were
2
doing
now.
I know.
It's all good.
I apologize to your ass.
No worries. It forgives you.
Well, my stupid question was, did you ever account for the weight of a wag bag when you're factoring in how much you have to carry?
No, it just distributes the weight a little differently from internally to externally. So pulls me back a little
You're
bit.
right.
So-
Anywho.
I pulled up your Strava stats,
Sure.
and what's awesome is there's some more pictures in Strava that I don't have. And the best part about this is, in a lot of the photos you shared with me, you're smiling, you're happy, you're like, dude, you look amazing.
Oh,
And
you got-
then
You got my sad faces?
I have some sad faces.
know-
You look absolutely
Oh.
miserable eating this pizza.
I'm actually really happy, but yes, I look so
It's
tired.
like my face doesn't work
Yes.
anymore.
Mile
Not only that, look
173.
how dirty you are.
Oh yeah.
That rabbit shirt you had, long sleeve, was beautiful, brand new white.
Yep.
That is tan. That
Yep.
is like poop colored
There
tan.
is.
Dirt and
There's
sweat.
blood all over it too.
Oh man.
Mm.
And then you don't look thrilled here. You look kind of annoyed. This is at night.
I might be going in the wag bag.
And then this one. Oh, wait. Let's go back.
Am I going? I might be going in the bag.
Is that you popping a squat?
I think it is.
Oh my God. We captured it.
I think
Holding
it
a
is.
flashlight.
Yeah.
And then this one here, you just look like a miserable old
I look
man.
old. Like my face aged
Yes.
in that. My
Yes.
face does. My face is like. I don't even know what point of the race. This is towards the end, and I look because I didn't wear my coat a whole lot till the very end of the race. So, yes, I look like an old man.
But then,
This kind of thing
right
ages
there.
you. Like, I believe it.
So in this photo right here, I was listening to my wedding song,
Oh.
and I sent that to Megan. That last
Aw.
picture.
Is that the one with the wedding
We'll
ring?
go back
so
to that
I
in a
can't actually
moment.
see them on my screen, so I just pulled it up on my phone. So I'm following
Oh.
along.
My wedding song is "Nothing Else Matters," so it was badass. It was needed.
all right.
I love it.
Your
Gets you
Strava
through.
stats say 293 miles. So you actually did the Arizona Monster 293.
Yeah.
Don't sell them short,
I need to go
man.
back.
You did 304.
146 hours and 50. Oh, a sub 147
Yeah.
by a little over 3 minutes. And an average pace of 30 minutes and 5 seconds, dude. Impressive. We're not even done yet.
Did we ask
Um,
how long you had to do this?
170.
170. So
But
you
no,
crushed
what
it.
is that? Is
172.
that a week?
You have,
Is that
you
a
have
whole
s-
week?
You have a week and 2 hours.
Amazing.
Okay. And you were feeling really confident after day 2 about cutoffs. Like you
Yep.
were really cruising.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. This is so impressive. Total elapsed time, I guess, 147.11.
You see my calorie count on there?
Oh, I shut it off. What is it? What is it? What
Wow.
is it?
57,882.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I undercalculated it.
I have to ask.
Yeah, there's
when you got home, did you wind up losing like so much weight, or were you able to kind of regulate it with your calorie intake on the actually on the course? Because I know Andy.
I don't really know.
Andy said he lost like 12 pounds or something ridiculous like that.
That's probably, everyone said that I probably would have lost about 10 pounds.
Oh my God.
But that's a lot of miles.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. These go by 5-mile increments.
Yes.
Insane.
It's so my watch doesn't beep a lot.
Yeah, I know. Saves the battery life. So impressive. And then here's the map. So did you started north and you went all the way south? You went north to south,
almost
right?
to Mexico. Yep, almost to Mexico.
Yeah. So what's cool is I was in Tucson about 18 months ago, and I was in a place called Star Pass. So that's like western Tucson. I said Mexico. I meant to say Tucson. And Mount Lemmon is over here on the east side, and I was trying to find a reason to go out there and see it. And I planned this team dinner. We were going to go out there, and we went out there, and it was dark. We didn't get to see a thing. It looks beautiful. But you climbed this mountain up and down.
It. Yep.
Impressive.
It was very tall.
Look at that.
And I guess it's a ski resort up there. I'm like, it snows here? How is that possible?
Wow.
It's so hot.
It's so high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, impressive. All right.
Thank you.
Where do we leave off on the run? Have we hit the tunnel?
So we're
yet?
we're close. So we're okay. So this is perfect. So from like 205 to the Zimmerman aid station, which is just before the tunnel. I don't even remember the numbers, but this is where I'm just chipping away. I'm starting to get an excruciating pain with the shins. The blisters are getting out of control. The whole bottom of my feet are just like a water balloon.
Oh
And this is where I just need to make it to this Gabe Zimmerman aid station. I need the medic because I knew there was a full staff medic there. And thankfully, I met Mr. Medic, and I'm like, you need to package my feet. I need to finish this race. I got 24 hours left. Let's fix me up. I need a nap, some food, some bandages, and then let's go. So just before the tunnel, I met Mr. I had my feet done, and this is where you probably have a fit picture of me getting examined.
All right, guys, are you ready? So you want the photo of the guy working on your feet?
Let's do it.
Are we going to go through all the feet photos here? This is this is the time.
This is the
I feel like
time.
this is the
It's
time.
relevant.
This
It's
is the
relevant.
time.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna yeah.
So there's the first one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I totally
So here's Mr.
I can't see them because I think my internet's still not good.
He loved it. He was like, let's lance these babies open. So this is a professional photo taken, and I'm filming it on my phone, and I wish I would have got it because it like sprayed him. It was so gross.
He probably
Oh,
loved
man.
No
He had a foot
gloves.
fetish.
No gloves.
Wait, why? I
Yeah.
thought that's like rule number one of
he-
being a medic is putting gloves on.
And he had a towel in his lap catching the juice.
Don't call it juice.
I'm surprised he
Don't
wasn't
call
putting it in a
juice.
jar.
It's like milk. It's nasty.
Jesus.
All right. Do we want the other one?
Go for it.
Yeah, what else you
I
got?
can't see them.
Okay. Hold on. We're just gonna
You show
go over a couple.
I will
Oops.
watch this later and get grossed out all over again.
There it is.
Okay, that's
Full
post feet.
picture.
Yeah, so that's unpackaged toes. And that was something special right there. And the smell,
I wish there was a
it smelled
before and
like-
after photo.
Oh, do I want
I
to
can make
know?
one.
I don't want to know what it smelled like.
It smelled like rotting meat. Like
Your
there was something going on with that big white big toe I've got there.
your poor feet.
It was the grossest smell. It was making me nauseous, and I'm sorry to the people that had to clean my hotel sheets.
Again, I also know
There's
how
the-
bad that is because I had to sleep on towels when my feet were like that.
I put towels in there. Yep, my heels would
Here-
not
here-
stop leaking.
Here's one more from your Strava, so I have to like jump from one page to the other. But
Yeah,
that's
those are casual. Oh wait, no, that's packaged up. Yeah, that was in the beginning.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's all the feet photos I
Yeah.
have. You have
Nothing?
more that you'll
Oh,
send
I got
me.
good ones. I
And we'll do a
got-
post like viewer discretion advised type of post.
Yikes. Big
Insane.
yikes.
So, but yeah, so that was the last aid station, or not last aid, but that was my last foot repair. And I said, okay, I don't know how many miles we got left, maybe like in the 40s. I'm like, let's get this done. I got 2 more aid stations.
For the love
So,
of
I'll tell you
God,
what.
let me finish this race so I can get off these feet.
There is a I'm gonna play this. There is a video on your Instagram of your feet, and you have no ankles, and it's so impressive. Bill Clinton would love it
Do it.
because you know how he is with cankles.
Oh,
Here's a
these
video
are-
of like just someone walking around your legs, your ankles barely popping out here. Incredible. I don't know if it's playing for. There you go.
My feet have no definition. They're just like, and this is 3 days later.
Incredible. Look at that. Look at that,
Look at
Erica.
my-
I will later.
Unreal.
So wait, when you say it's
Oh,
3
yeah.
days later, like post race, like you're finished and this is
Yeah,
Yeah, he's home in Maine.
I'm home. I flew
oh
home.
my
And
God.
yeah.
That's rough, man. That is
Yeah.
rough.
Insane. Amazing. I love it. I love every second of it.
I really can
All right.
commiserate with you. Like yours are 10 times worse than mine ever were, and I thought mine were
But it sucks,
fucking
right?
awful. So if I know how bad mine hurt, I can only imagine what yours were, and just the fact that you still
Yep.
finished and you were able to be
But,
upright afterwards. Holy shit. I can't. I can't.
But yeah, so the next bunch of miles was a blur until I got to that final night, and that final night is something I will never ever forget. I had 3 peaks to climb, and in my head I'm like, so I had left that final aid station. I'm like, okay, I got 1 more aid station to go, and then it's the home stretch. So I'm like, in this stretch, I have 3 peaks. When I get to the base of the 3rd mountain, I'm going to take a trail nap for the first time, like a proper one.
Okay.
So I'm with this French guy named Eric, and he's from like
Good
the
name.
French Alps. He's done lots of these races. He's older than I am. He's an incredible athlete. Just power hikes. He never looks tired. And so we're kind of back and forth together. And he's like, okay, Jason, I'm going to take a nap. I'm like, okay, we just finished the 2nd climb. I said, I'm going to go do this 3rd one. I'll be sleeping on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm making my way. I'm like mile 275. And
25 to go, less than a
So
marathon.
close.
yeah,
Wait, have we passed the tunnel yet?
oh no, sorry. You want to go to the tunnel?
You know,
We'll go to
I
the
just
tunnel.
I keep talking about it.
Right
I
after the-
want to show it.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
it
show
is.
the tunnel. Right after
There it
so
is.
right after the foot this was right after the last foot repair. I meet a local on the trail. He goes, "Hey, you're going to cross under the highway." He goes, "Keep your trek poles in front of you. The rattlesnakes bury in the sand in the tunnel." Whether or not it's true, I took it for every bit of true, and I was terrified to even step in there. It was full of spider webs, first of all.
Ugh, yep.
And then I saw rattlesnakes all over the ground leading to this thing. And so why would he be lying?
It's also painted like a snake.
Exactly.
That is so
So
ominous.
I put my poles in front of me like it's a metal detector, and I'm just kind of like shuffling them,
Mm-hmm.
shuffling. And then
How long did you stand outside? Because you actually posted
did.
yourself like not
I
wanting to
froze.
go in. Was
I
there any
waited.
other way around?
well, no,
like,
there's
"Somebody
not.
else go
I'm definitely
first."
not walking in those bushes. And so I looked behind me to see if there was any other runners that would want to go with me, but there wasn't. So just like going into a fun house at a amusement park, I just worked up the courage and walked into the dark
Oh
with
man.
my poles on the ground and my headlight on.
Mhm.
And I didn't see anything, unfortunately.
How fast did you
Unfortunately,
go
that's
through it?
great.
I went through at a medium pace. It was just like I just kind of shuffled and poked my sticks around, and I said, "Okay, we're good."
Do you think it would be safer to go through at a medium pace, steady, or out of control, crazy as fast as you can, probably making noise and alerting the snake?
I don't want to step on one, so I took the right precaution.
Okay.
I feel like if you went like a bat out of
I
hell,
don't know,
it
dude,
wouldn't
like,
have been
I-
good. Like if you stepped on
I don't
it.
think I could really move that fast at that point anyway.
True.
So
True.
But I'll tell you what, man, I watched that video and I was with you. I was like, I don't know if I would go through that
Yeah,
knowing
like,
what's in there.
yeah, it's like
Like,
anxiety just is a weird thing.
Mhm.
It's like, ugh,
that's my DNF.
the snake face. And
That's
the
where
other
I
side,
stop.
the other side did not have a snake face. So,
Oh, I'm glad you did and you made it through, but I was seriously thinking at that point, you might not
I'm glad you
finish
went through it.
because you
I'm glad you
might
pushed
stand
through.
there for hours.
Hmm.
and, and I probably had like an hour back to the foot doctor. So that would have been my only out.
Oh, right.
So,
Well,
But yeah.
25 miles to go now. It's nighttime, right?
25 miles to go. It's nighttime. I just left French guy, and I'm about
Shout out Eric.
Shout out to Eric, and I'm just about to climb up and over my third peak of the night, and then I'm looking forward to this beautiful trail nap. And much to my surprise, I catch an animal out of my peripheral. And it's a full moon, mind you, so I can see pretty good without a headlight. So I'm like kind of dim, just enough to see snakes. And I put it on super bright, and standing probably 50 to 75
Yes,
feet, there's a mountain lion standing
Yes.
right where I need to go.
Oh, no.
And I never, ever expected to see a mountain lion, nor did I even think about one.
Again,
And
scary as shit. I would rather see a
I
bear.
missed this
was as
part
long
in your
as-
story, so this is news to me. But
was
holy
that-
shit.
It was as long as a car. And
That's
of
enormous.
course, I did not film it because that was the
I'm
least
never going out
last thing
there
I thought
again.
of.
Survival
And so
instinct
I'm at the
kicks
top.
in. Yeah.
I'm at this, I'm up at the top of this mountain, and I've got the headlamp shining on a mountain lion. And instantly my reaction was to start screaming and yelling and waving my arms, smashing my trek poles together. And it did nothing. It stood there staring at me with
It
these
laughed
bright,
at you.
Oh,
bright orange eyes.
oh no.
And
I would have shit my pants.
I am swearing, I am yelling, screaming,
Mhm.
and it turns around and walks away, stops, and then backtracks and comes right back to where it was with its pumpkin orange eyes. And I was like,
Ooh, no.
my heart is like in my throat. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I
Do you
don't know
think
what
you're gonna
to do.
die?
I
Is
didn't-
this it?
I was like, what a story. My life insurance pays double on a tragedy. But no, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, is this it? Like, and I didn't think I was going to die, but I'm like, how do I get out of it? I don't know. I'm going to stab it with my poles.
Mhm.
I have nothing. I have like a 2-inch trail knife in my pack that I have to unzip and dump out to find.
Oh no.
So this was probably all like 10 seconds, but it felt like forever. And then it turned around again and it walked away, but then it just looked over its shoulder. And it was not aggressive. It just was like, why are you in my house?
He was like mocking
And
you.
it just,
How dare you?
yeah. And then he went up, but he's in the trail. That's the only way I can go.
Yeah.
And so then he walks around, turns a corner, and then there's a tree. And then I just see the eyes light up through the tree. And then I see him light up lower, like he's going down a bank.
Uh-huh.
And that's it. And I'm like, I don't know what to do because I have to walk that way or that's it. That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
And so I sat on the ground, but then I stood up immediately. I'm like, no, this is too vulnerable of a position. I was like, I can't sleep here.
Not the best spot.
So
I don't think
I was
so.
like, I have to wait. I have to wait for people. And so far away, I saw headlamps. Like, I don't know how, like the first peak I was on, they were so far away.
Oh no.
But then here comes Eric to the rescue. Eric comes trucking around the corner, probably 20 minutes later. And he's like, Jason, I just took a nice nap. I'm like, oh, it must be nice. I'm like, guess what I did? So
didn't get
tell Eric the story. He looks for some mace he thought he had, but he couldn't find it. But he gets out his survival whistle and he's like, let's go. Like, no hesitation. Just starts honking on that whistle and I'm clicking my poles and he's like, hold them above your head like this. Because if they're going to attack you, they're going to jump on you from above.
Oh my God.
Like, so we're going under this tree canopy like this.
Uh-huh.
Because at this point we're kind of in like farmland. It's like not so dry looking. There's, greenery. And so we're doing this under the trees. He's blowing his whistle and I'm like, yeah. And we summit that mountain and on the descent we decide we're good and the fear went away and Eric marched on, and I found myself a dry riverbed, and I got in my bivy sack, and I took a little snooze, very brief, but I did it. And then when I woke up, it was like a campground in front of me. There was tents everywhere. So I was like sleeping in the scorpion grounds. And then there was people like on like a proper campground for like thru hikers.
Oh man.
Yeah, there he is.
How in the world do we not have more like of deaths from these things out there?
I don't know.
Like
But
this guy would just I don't even know what to say. He could just how are we the dominant species?
he's just hanging
They
out.
kill us all the time.
It was
Dude.
so long. And I'm not the only one that saw it either. There was 5 reports of the same area. See, even the race leader. I imagine being him. He saw it first. So
That's so
that cat probably
scary.
could have eaten him.
How can you what's the insurance policy on doing a race out there
See, I like
with these things?
You got this photo of the side profile where he's standing on a rock. Nope. It's like
Well, look at the
but
muscles on
he
him.
was so long, and his tail was so dark.
This
I
one.
am
But,
so glad
yeah,
you
that
made
one.
it out of that in one
Yes,
piece.
that's exactly what I saw. That's exactly what my image is in my head. That long,
Dude.
dark tail,
Dude,
and he just was.
you either
Wow.
survive or you're dead. There's no in the middle. There's no in between. If he's
like-
hungry, you're done.
I'm like, do I like poke it in the nose like a shark? Like, what do you do?
Why? He's just gonna
That's gonna piss
finish
it off.
you. I need to
Eric-
add that to the soundboard for Mortal Kombat. Finish him.
Eric says to me, he goes, "If you see him, cover your throat." I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
Oh, that's terrifying. That is terrifying advice.
That's gonna help. It's just you're just gonna be in more pain a little while
Yeah.
longer until he
He's gonna gouge
absolutely
your eyes out
destroys
while
you.
you're going like this. Like, please
Yeah.
don't touch me. Don't leave me out.
So that was that experience, and I
Again,
the
I would
end,
rather have a one-on-one with a bear.
and I'm thinking at this point I have 5 miles left to the aid station, but there's like 10,
Ugh.
and it's winding trails where you can keep seeing the same 4 people that are together like across the canyon because you're just snaking in and out and in and out and around these bends and in and out, and then you're just looking where you just were, and you're like, when am I going to just get to my spot? And so at this point, Megan's awake again, and I call her, and I'm like, "Can you track
I
me?"
just
'Cause
survived a mountain lion.
I told her the mountain lion. I sent her like a video right after. I'm like, "Guess what?" She's like, "I didn't want to watch it in case you got hurt."
Oh.
But,
so you have a video of the mountain lion? I need all
no,
this stuff.
I have no
Okay.
mountain lion video. No, just
Go
a
back
video
out
of
there
me.
and get one.
He had better priorities to not die and stay out of
I
his
was like,
way.
"Megan, will you track me?"
Cameraman never dies though.
That's what I thought too, but I was
Yeah.
too late. But so I have 5 miles to go, which felt like a lifetime. And at this point, now I'm cold. It is like
Oh.
in the 40s because now the weather has changed in Patagonia. Yeah, it's cold now. And so now I have my coat on. That's when you saw miserable face. So I have my coat on, and I go to lay on a bank because I'm so sleepy. And what do I see? Tarantulas right next to me. Nope. Get up. Keep moving.
I am never doing
And
this.
Erica,
and-
you are doing this race.
and then finally I see a drone flying over, and they're like doing full moon shots and headlamp shots of people.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that must mean we're really close. And we get to the drone guy, and we're like, are we there? He goes, yeah, maybe like a mile. And I'm like, oh, still a mile. And so yeah, sure enough, we truck it in. There was me, Andrea, who did the monster last year, and Chad, who did the monster last year, and Moab. And then I'm like, these guys are like badasses, these man and woman. And I'm like following them in, and a guy that I had ran earlier was just leaving the aid station. I hugged it out with him, congratulated him because he was on his final 15 miles.
Mhm.
We get to that rest stop. They make me like an avocado hamburger and a wrap and ramen, and I'm just eating all the food, and I'm like, I got 15 miles in 2 days. I am good. I am going to go take a very long nap. I'm going to drink some coffee and apple juice. And so I did.
Take a dump.
and when I woke up, so listen, so now my shins are unrecognizable. Like
Oh,
my tattoo leg, Stooley is he's a dually at this point. He is giant. My whole legs are like stumps.
oh no.
And I'm icing down, and I eat all this food. I'm sharing stories with all these like 6 people that I was just kind of on the trail with for the last 24 hours. We all kind of disappear at this point. They want to finish the race. I want to go to bed because I don't care. My plane ticket's still 3 days away.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm going to nap. I want to finish the day in the sunlight. I don't want to finish it overnight and be misery. I'm going to be miserable no matter what. I might as well see.
True.
So I go to the tent. I set a 2-hour alarm. I sleep that full 2 hours. I wake up, but I can't move. Like I can stand up, but I'm like dragging myself
Oh
with my
no.
poles. You know the dog on Family Guy the old man has, and he's like dragging his limp
Yeah. Oh
legs?
no.
It's kind of how I felt.
Oh no.
And
That's a visual.
um, so I drag myself to a chair and like help myself up, put my legs up, and I was like, I gotta go number 2. And the guy goes, "Do you want a shoulder?" I'm like, "Yes." So I put my arm around him, and we kind of I stick it and limp it out with him to the toilet. And now I got to try to sit. He didn't want to help me sit, so I got myself in there, did my business, and then I was able to stand up and kind of waddle my way back to the chair and had some coffee and some tears and knew that that day I'm gonna be a 300-mile
Oh
finisher.
my
So
God. I can just imagine all
I
the
just
the
it
emotions
was
going through
so
your
good.
body.
I refueled, I full belly. I just knew I had about 6 to 8 hours of a long day because I am so much pain. Like I can't move my feet. I'm tripping
Oh.
because my feet aren't like
So
articulating.
you can't do this motion
And
because your shins are so painful.
no, it's like penguin. It's like walking like a penguin.
Mhm.
And I try to hustle when I could, but I'm still like, it's like a 2.1 mile per hour at my best. And still a lot of climbing, which I actually welcome.
Yeah.
But the downhill, it was broken Legos. And I just could, it was killing me. And
Just roll.
I wish.
Stop, drop,
And it
roll.
was just as aggressive as any other part of the trail. There was no like, oh, it gets better.
No.
Yeah.
I called Megan probably 3 times. I bawled my eyes out because I knew I was going to do it. Just grateful, the gratitude, all the feelings. Like it makes me well up thinking about it now. Like I felt so good and so bad at the same time. And I just felt so fortunate to be here. I made it. I'm going to do it. Just a couple more miles. Get myself to the pavement. There's a great big cooler full of ice that the race put out. I'm rubbing my shins down. I am so much pain. And there's these 2 hikers, an older couple, that were clapping for me, that they saw me on the trail hobbling along. So they waited for me to come out. They clapped for me. They're like, "Can we pour water on you?" And they were so sweet. And then it's 2 miles of public road to the finish line. And again, like the limping dog dragging his body, I keep sitting down and rubbing my feet. I got to keep pulling my shoes. They're not laced. There's no laces in my shoes because they're so fat. I'm squeezing my feet. I'm like, I can't make this 2 miles. It's taking forever. I'm getting so annoyed. And this car stops, backs up. "Sir, are you okay? Would you like a ride?" And I was like, "Ma'am, I'm on mile 303 of a 304
Please
race.
don't tempt
I
me.
appreciate it." They're like, "When did you start?" I was like, "Last Friday." And then it is Thursday. And then there's some type of a mine nearby, and these mine workers stopped, and they're like, "Hey boss, you want to ride to the bottom of the hill?" And I'm like, "No, I'm in a race." They're like, "Yeah, but you'll get there quicker if we bring you." I'm like, "I understand how a ride works." And then they all like clapped and drove off. And so I'm making my way. I'm trying to run like mailbox to mailbox, like somewhat of a run. I'm just trying to like shuffle and pull my legs.
Yep.
And I'm like, to the next mailbox. Okay, now I'll walk to the next mailbox. I don't care how hot it is at this point. It's fine. It's just the pain. And I see one of the destination flags rippling. And Alex, a guy that started just before me, he was already in the corral. He had finished. And he goes, "See, I told you you could run." And that like instantly, adrenaline dumped. And then all the volunteers, they come to the roadside, and that's all there is. There's nobody else other than race volunteers and the one finisher that was in my time slot. They're all clapping and ringing the bells, and I start bawling my eyes out. And I just muster that energy to just push through that chute, whatever running motion I could get together. And, you know, I get through it. I collapse, not collapse, but, you know, I fall with the best feeling I've ever felt in a race.
What a roller coaster,
the
Jason.
photographers. And I said, bring me a medic after I get my medal, please. I need my shins looked at because I just couldn't move my feet. So, but there
Look
I
at
am.
this photo. You can tell you're crying
you can
behind
tell
the
I'm crying.
sunglasses, but it's tears of joy.
100%.
You got your arms up, about the perfect width to hold a Stanley Cup. You fucking did it, man.
I live to tell the tale, and I got something right here I want to show you guys.
Please.
Oh, hold on.
And let me just tell you,
This
Jason,
is,
we watched you on the live stream. We watched you finish, and it got me and Tara like teary-eyed. Like I'm teary-eyed now just hearing you recount this because
it was
just
so
a roller
cool to have you
coaster.
guys and people that follow to be able to follow me and kind of, and then that's why I would kind of do an update of my videos and not just spam them.
It's the perfect one
It was
to
just
two a day.
to say, hey,
It's
this is
perfect.
what I've done. This is how I'm feeling. This is what my plan is. Thanks for watching. Hey, this is a cool site. Check it out. Hey, look, a snake. It's going to bite me. You know, that kind of stuff.
We felt like
But,
we were
but
there,
this right here.
being a little more comfortable than
All
you.
right, show me.
It's a
There
beauty.
it is. It's a handmade.
It's a beaut, Clark.
Handmade. They're all one of a
They're
kind.
handmade. That's right. I feel like I
All
heard
handmade.
on the live stream the lady said that they were all like individual and you got to pick whichever one you wanted, huh?
You sure do. So there it is, the coveted Arizona Monster 300. And I am the first and only person from Maine so far to do this
you
race.
are.
So coming from a cold climate, I've never run anything over 100, but it can be done. And with some success, you know, and to some people, oh, you didn't race this, didn't matter. This is all about a journey here. So many stories.
See, this is where
So many great people.
This is where I'm going to
It
get
was
mad at
insane.
Eric because when we were doing Ghost Train, he's like, "Why isn't Erica running? It's a race, isn't it?" And I was ready to punch him in the face if I saw him, but
It's-
I
it's
was not
special.
That was because I came to support you,
And I was so
and
dead.
you weren't there. And I needed you to finish so I could see you. I had to leave
So
before you finish. I
he was
got
trying
to see
to push the
everybody
rage button.
but you.
Anyways, it is not
And-
a race.
and, you
it's
know,
endurance.
It's and no one needs to ask me, so what's next? I'm not chasing bigger. I'm really not. I wanted something that was so outside the box that I wanted to see if I could do it. And I did it. And I don't need to I'm going to try to run 500 miles. It's not anything like that
You're
at
like,
all.
good Lord.
Do you run
No.
another mile?
Would I do a big race like this again? Absolutely. The experience, the format's different than 100. I really enjoyed just being out there and being part of nature and figuring stuff out. And, you know, with so much support from the aid, I never really felt like I was alone. Like, I'm really good at solitude anyways. So when I
Yeah,
ran by
well-
myself,
It's like what we talked about when Erica's Wi-Fi kicked out. Just the relationships you built with the support crew, the volunteers, all those
Yep.
people, and they knew you. They called you by your first name. You felt like you
Yeah.
had people there. I
And-
compared it to Erica, like Juice Box guy.
Yes, you do make friends and it helps carry you along the course. Like even though they may only be at one point in the course, but it's still part of your journey. It's part of your memory.
They were at
Oh,
multiple aid
that's
stations.
awesome.
That's
They
what
just
you missed.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
that's
So, like,
even better.
Someone who
That
would be
is
at
even
aid
better.
station 2 was at aid station 6 the next day.
That is
Yep.
awesome. That they have volunteers
So,
that want
you
to
know-
keep coming back and helping for the whole thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I got some phone numbers from some of them and some Facebook friends from others because people were coming to me and asking me for tips. I'm like, I guess I know what I'm doing, but I feel like my mind has grown leaps and bounds over this, and it's kind of changed my perspective on racing.
Mhm.
Like, sure, I'm still gonna race, but it's not my primary objective anymore. It's like I really enjoyed spending time with special people,
I love that.
and I want to try to help others feel what I feel. And if I can be part of someone's story, that's my mission. So, like, I would like to maybe pay somebody and help them get through their struggles because I'm pretty good at it,
Mhm.
and I think I can help coach somebody into coming out of something. And I just want to do more of these adventures. I want to do some more personal things, like just different routes that I create. It doesn't have to be a sanctioned
Mhm.
race, just this seems like it was so impossible. Like I thought 100 miles was impossible. This just seems a little different in it because it wasn't a race, This was, hey, can you do what thru hikers do in 6 weeks in 6 days?
Right, right.
So it was just a truly special experience. And, for my wife to like say, hey, go ahead and take vacation for 2 weeks without me. Like that's pretty special too, because, we took a separate vacation. We usually travel together everywhere we go.
Mhm.
And, just to be
Would,
alone and
would your wife, Megan, like, are you good enough to crew her? You know how sometimes maybe you just crew better with someone else that you're not with every day. You get what I'm saying? Like, what if she wanted to become the first female from Maine to do the Arizona Monster 300, and you go
well,
crew and
so
support
she
her
has
for that?
100%, but I think that she would want me to do it with her. I think that nighttime would worry her.
Okay.
And we actually, during this race, I was just kind of explaining to her, I'm like, this isn't racing format. I think you would like this.
Mhm.
This is beating the cutoffs. This is the game that I learned right from the second day. Like, hey, no, you're not racing anybody here. Nobody cares if you do this in 80 hours or 160 hours. You do this race, you're a certified badass.
Yep.
Like, nobody cares. No one's going to remember that I did it 146 this year. Maybe next year I do it 139. Nobody cares. And so when I told Megan
Mhm.
that this format's more
Are you
like,
saying you're going to be there
just
next year?
I'm not going to do it next year. No.
That's
Megan
so
would be
much
interested
money.
in a 200. It's a lot. Do you want to talk about the finances? Because it's a lot.
I mean, yeah, if you
I
want to
mean,
share. Yeah.
Yes, finances in 1 second. But if it's not going to be Megan, I think maybe it should be 6-star Erica, and you crew her, and she becomes what I'm thinking would be the first female from New Hampshire to do the Arizona Monster
Can
300.
I just get better at 100 first
And
before you go throwing me into get me a sub 2400, and then I will maybe touch upon
right.
doing a bigger race. I gotta
It's
nail
not a
the
race,
100
though.
first.
It's not a race.
I know, but so
So now, knowing that you're going to crew Erica one day, what are the finances
Sure.
that she has to prepare herself for?
So this race, the entry fee, I don't know if what the early application costs, but it was $2,800 to do this race just to enter. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
now I don't live in a driving distance. So now I have a plane ticket. It's $1,000, right?
Mhm.
$1,000 round trip from I could drive to Boston and make it cheaper, but now I'm driving to Boston, right? So $1,000. Now I have a rental car for 10 days. It's $1,000.
Oh
I
wow.
have a rental car that's going to sit in a parking lot for a whole week that I don't need. But when you go by yourself,
You got to
I
do
mean,
it.
even if someone came with me, it costs twice as much with two people, right?
Mm.
So now I got a rental car. Now I've got an Airbnb for the first 3 nights. Well, it's another $300.
$1,000.
And now now I got a hotel on the other end. So now we've got $1,000 in room and board. Now we've got 30 to 40,000 calories, which I purchased. It's at $600.
Wow. Don't
I
forget
had to
the
buy a
gear.
20-liter pack.
The gear.
20-liter pack. A watch that wasn't necessary, but I bought 3 pairs of shoes, watch, bag. I'm another $1,600. So I'm $7,000, as a family unit, right?
Yeah.
Into this race just for me to go by myself.
Yeah.
Plus 2 weeks of no working.
So
right?
you're not making
and as a
that
contractor,
money. Yep.
so I'm not making anything, right? So I don't know how people
Erica
do
doesn't have
these.
to worry about that.
So, but with destination trail races, what I learned is if you volunteer for a race, they pay you in race credit. So a lot of these people, even if you drop the race and volunteer, your credit starts accumulating. So it's based on an hour, and if you give them a week, you get a free entry, and you bypass their lottery system.
Erica, go
Still,
volunteer.
I don't live nearby any of these races. It's still a travel expense for me,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna pay for the race. I would still like to volunteer just to be a good person,
Yeah.
but yeah, this was easily, the most expensive vacation for myself. I went to Nepal for cheaper.
That says something.
I went to Disney with a family of 5 for cheaper.
Yeah. So this
Granted,
isn't
my boys were
something,
free that week.
and this is another reason why I don't want this to be my thing, because it's
Yeah.
expensive and this was special.
Yeah.
So this was, even if this is a once in a lifetime thing, if my shins never recover, I did this and it's special. I don't want to flood this with more and bigger and better.
Mhm.
And I could have done, no, this is not like
Yeah,
that.
Same.
take the time to celebrate your achievement. I mean, it was huge what you did.
I'm taking recovery very seriously. I have not run a mile. I have not run a step. I started back at the gym today, which is 9 days
Yeah.
post race.
Yeah, it's April 13th for everyone listening right now, because I know this drops in a couple of weeks after all the Boston craziness. But to celebrate, you're resting, you're slowly recovering.
Yep.
I think there could possibly be a tattoo in your future.
Definitely, it's happening. I've got
All
it
right,
drawn
so
up.
I'm looking at, though, this photo of you celebrating the win, and you have this massive lion on one bicep. I think somewhere you got to get a mountain lion.
I should get a mountain lion. I should.
That would be
I should get a
badass.
mountain
maybe-
lion.
And
I
maybe a
can tell you,
rattlesnake.
I can tell you, it's going to be this on the back of my side, finish my above stoolie.
Nice.
So
Excellent addition.
So it's going to be like he's taking a shit and Stooley's a shit.
I mean, I love it.
Makes sense.
I
doesn't
love it. I love it.
What is that? What is it? Just
So like
It's
a
a
Gila
Gila, it's a Gila
monster.
monster. So this is the
yeah.
Arizona monster, and only a couple sightings were taken of the whole race. They're pretty elusive, but
You know what that is actually? That's the Vegas Golden Knights mascot.
Oh,
is it?
Yeah.
But I heard something I'd like to share. I was talking to this woman on day one, like coming into that first aid station where everybody was sick, and I was like, "What do we have, about 8 or 10 miles to the next aid station?" She goes, "I'm not sure." She goes, "I get there when I get there." I'm like, "Oh, all right." I'm like, "My watch says like whatever mileage." She goes, "I've never worn a watch." She goes, "We run our life by a clock. We go to work by a clock." She goes, "This is where I'm free." And it really triggered my head.
I
And
love
I'm like,
that.
"You're right." She goes, "Why do I need a watch?" She goes, "I know what I can do. I'm gonna get there when I get there, and this is my free time."
Yep.
And I was like, I love it.
We're so like programmed
It'd be
to
great.
capture everything on social media, and that is like the one way to
Yep.
just completely unplug. Just go. Just be.
Yep. And then other people were like, and the people that told me don't run here, this is the heat of the day. He goes, "Obviously we're all runners here. We have nothing to prove.
Mhm.
You're not impressing anybody by running here."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We all are runners here. Like,
Yep, you're playing the smart
Yeah.
game. That was
Yeah.
great
This
advice,
is-
and I'm glad you listened, because who knows what would have happened
Yes.
otherwise. You could have been like one
right,
of
if I
one
gotta
of
go
the
try to
40.
catch up with Eli and race Eli the whole time,
Mm-mm. Nope.
no.
Okay.
I did run with him for a couple miles. Like, he caught up to me when he was looking for Andy.
Yep.
That was kind of cool because he's just like running next to me, and I'm like,
What's up, buddy?
"Oh, I recognize your tattoos." I'm like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, I feel like shit," and
Yeah.
kind of chatting with him. It's kind of cool, I know. But
I would imagine the finish line was, it's cool that everyone was cheering for you, and there's just one other finisher within your time frame, but it's not like any other race where all the finishers are together. You had people who finished days before
Days.
you, and you had people hours and days behind you.
yep,
Had to be kind of like a subtle, quiet feeling, like I did this, and everyone's
Yeah.
there cheering you on. They're all strangers.
all
You
strangers.
don't know any of them.
Mm-mm.
And then somehow you got to make it to your car, to a hotel, and
So,
you're by yourself again. You're alone.
so like you said, these aid station people that I've met a couple of times now, some of them are now at the finish line. So the ones that knew my name, they came right over to me. They're like, Jason, can we help you with anything? Can we get you drinks? Can we get you food? Took care of me. And then I said, hey, could you guys help me get my drop bags? Because all the drop bags had rolled in at this point,
Oh,
except for one aid
yep.
station. And they're like, yeah, I was like, let me go get my car. They're like, well, we'll go get your car or whatever. You know, they got everything for me. They just helped me up, like, you know, like they were my best friends. And I get in my car and I was like, can you guys get me another drink before I go? Or I'm going to take a nap. They brought me like an armful of drinks. And, you know, we said our goodbyes and I booked my hotel in Tucson, which is an hour north. And this was
You had
5
to
p.m.
drive an hour?
I closed my eyes and I woke up the next day with the car running.
Oh.
So I called Megan. It was like 4 a.m. and I'm like, I'm still in the car. I haven't moved and I booked a hotel room yesterday, but at least it'll be there when I show up.
Jesus.
So that's all good. But
Dude,
no,
I thought this was going to be like an hour and 10 minutes.
I appreciate the time,
I
guys.
enjoyed
We're
every
over
second
to-
of this, and I'm so sad that I
Yeah.
lost like that bunch in the middle. But I'm gonna go back and watch
Yeah.
this on YouTube, get all the pictures, and just oh my god, get the full experience.
Yeah,
all
you
over.
missed the story about the snake bite that we're not going to talk about anymore. You'll just have to watch it. But he got bit by a big snake.
Big one, right between the toes.
It was a dry bite. though.
Dry bite.
Dry bite.
Sure, buddy.
It drained a blister.
Oh,
But,
your poor
That,
feet.
No.
that's how the blister went away, and you saw the photo of the blood. Oh,
Jason,
unreal.
we're so
Listen,
incredibly proud of you.
I'm
I
so-
just
yeah.
I just know you from these races and just you being such a shining light to everybody else. And I want to give that back to you. Like, I just want you to know how awesome you are and
I
how proud
appreciate
we
it.
are. And like, yeah,
Thank you so
following along on the
much.
whole thing. Like me and Tara were texting each other like, oh my God, did you watch this one? Like it made me cry. And I'm like, me too.
I was texting
Yes, I
too.
know.
I was in the group
Well,
chat. It's
she
not
was
just you
she
and
was
her.
out of my out of the DMs, but like we were just all rooting for you.
No, that's
We knew you were
awesome.
doing it, and you just I'm glad you made yourself proud more than anything because you definitely made us proud.
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
thank you so much.
I think it's cool because of the way we met. And when we met, you already knew who we were.
Yeah.
And we just happened to meet at one of our favorite events, Anchor Down, volunteering to go a week early and trail cleanup.
Vacation,
And then got to know you and Megan, got to see you at other races, and then got to follow this journey. You don't post a lot on social media. So when you do, it's like really cool to see like the awesome stuff you're doing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to. I'm mostly a story person, and then
And
highlights.
then you got epic photos of like Nepal or
Makes it count.
Kilimanjaro or Arizona Monster
Yeah.
300. Yeah, it's
So-
pretty great. I'm glad. It's so cool, dude. So cool. I'm really happy you didn't die.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. It was a great talk with you.
Yeah, we do too. This is the end of the episode, full episode here, because Erica and I just had a busy couple of weeks with Boston. I had work travel. This is probably dropping during my work travel, and it's just like we need a moment, a break, because of I did all the work. We all know Erica did.
I don't
nothing.
do.
She went on vacation in the middle of Boston weeks, but incredible. I can't wait to see the next journey. I think it's so cool that we know you. And guys, this was so awesome. So Erica, take us home.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you.
Well, no,
Oh,
wait.
What are we doing? Oh,
Jason, you have to come up with the
Ooh.
line when we finish. So you know what I say, don't fear the code brown. And Erica says her line. You need to come up with a line. So I'm going to tee you up here. You say something after I say my line. It goes me, you, then Erica. You ready? I'm not even editing this out. People are going to get to hear how this goes.
this is how we deal with it every time. But
So everyone, this was wicked awesome. Erica, take us home.
Well, first off, I just wanted to thank Jason for staying up past his bedtime to recount the story with us because it was epic, absolutely epic, and we appreciate you. And to all the listeners out there, thank you. And thank you for watching. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
Nobody's ever died from a blister.
And don't forget to stretch.
Wanna